like, share, subscribe. Shouts out to the Lions Den community. And don't y'all forget to subscribe to the podcast show. Link will be pinned in the top of the chat.
Just name the channel who could bang with us. I'll prove that you are smoking dust. GTV Media is top notch in this game, y'all. You failures only have yourself to blame, y'all. Ticket TV and a weapons make you suckers cry. Why don't you close your channel, crawl into a hole and die? Shout out to those who love our movement, no, we'll never flop until you get your mouth on LGBT. We are the underground outfit, y'all. We built this whole thing by ourselves, no in y'all. Independence start with self-preservation. If you can't take care of self, then how can you build a nation, y'all? Yup, we got that merch for the ladies and yes, we even got that merch for the babies and we got appliances and everything that you will need. We got some banging songs that make anemic haters bleed.
All right, you man. If you guys can hear me, press 2 in the comment section, man. Salute to everybody that's tapped in. If you guys can hear me, press 2 in the comment section. Salute to everybody that's tapped on in. I appreciate all y'all. Much love, honor, and respect to everybody that's in the building. And y'all know what this is, man. Can y'all hear me? Got a mic check, man. Boy, I can't even lie to you guys, man. DJ Akademiks got the interview of the year, bro. He just got the interview of the year, bro. And I'm not going to lie. A lot of you guys, y'all are not going to like whenever you guys go and check it out. Some of y'all are not going to like how Ak went about the interview. But I don't have a problem with an aggressive style interview. I know some people like an interview where you let the person just talk and say stuff sometimes. But I do like interviews where people are challenged on both sides. And this definitely was an interview where Ak, he went hard and challenged Lil Rod on a lot of things in Lil Rod's lawsuit. And Lil Rod let out a lot today. And one of the things, we're going to talk about a number of the things he let out. As Lil Rod said, he is doubling down on every allegation he had. Lil Rod has also stated that the feds apparently are still coming forward with more charges against Diddy. He let that slip today in that interview with DJ Akademiks. Also, he talked about his allegations about a Philadelphia rapper, and he alleged that Diddy told him that that he had sexual relations with this Philadelphia rapper that was dating Nicki Minaj. And Ak asked him to come up off of the name of one of the people that we know that's a rapper and say it's not him, and he refused not to say it. But he says he stand on those claims that Diddy said that. He said Diddy pushed to him that homosexuality is a requirement in the industry for people to be successful. And a lot of those artists are homosexuals. He also stated that he saw Justin Combs go in the room with Diddy and other women. He saw him and his son, he said he's seen them go in the room all night with women and be in the same room with certain women in Young Miami. He said they'd be in the room all night long doing what they do. He also said that Diddy is a gangster. He said that he believes that the jury was tampered with before the last day of the jury, the last day of the deliberations. He says that Diddy has so many connections around the world, and just period. He says that it's just, he said he's afraid. You know what I'm saying? He also stated in this interview that everything, he stated that he hadn't let everything out. He didn't expose everybody in the industry that he could. He could expose more names. He also went off on Stevie J and said Stevie J had fell off as far as being a producer. He ain't the same no more. He don't really know what he doing in the studio. He just a yes man to Diddy. He also stated that Diddy has a lot of yes men and people around him because of money. He says that everything about Diddy is money, paying people off. He said that everybody thought he was a liar when he said that Diddy had these chicks on payroll and that he was paying these chicks. That Diddy allegedly bragged to him that he was paying chicks monthly to be on the payroll. And he says that you kind of seen that come out in the trial. He also stated that this guy stated a lot, but let's start. And I'm gonna tell you something. Act got the daggone interview of the year, bro. I'm telling y'all. But I want to start off, and I'm gonna show y'all this part where, because Act was asking him, you say all this stuff in the lawsuit, why it didn't come out like in the trial? And Lil Rod says, look, bro, the feds are coming with more. I'm gonna let y'all hear what he said. So, courtesy of DJ Akademiks, bro, that's the interview of the year.
Been having attorneys working for me since I was 17, so I know the attorney game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, with that being said, he was giving me bad counsel, and I know the music business, and so based on that, I had to remove him from my team. And you can put the rest together in your head. He went to school with Puff. Yep, I get it. Hey, do you believe the feds lost the most important charges or the charge that?
Oh, now let me say this. My bad, y'all. He was talking about. He also accused Puff of getting to some of his attorneys that he had before and flipping some of his attorneys with his money. He also accused Diddy. He says that Diddy did sleep with KK. He said Diddy has had sex with KK, but he said that Diddy really wouldn't be interested in KK that much because she got like a scar on his nose, and Diddy like his woman to be perfect. And so he also made other serious allegations about KK. Man, he made serious allegations about her and the cartel and stuff like this that he's making. Bro, this dude right here is going crazy, bro. He said that KK should be getting the same time that Diddy gets. He also, bro, this dude went all the way ballistic. But let me play this for y'all where he talked about the feds, because he said that they're coming with more charges against Diddy.
The most weight because they didn't bring you in. I'm read your lawsuit, and you actually say, Sean Combs and KK had me send Ubers to transport sex workers to come to Two Star Island. That would kind of fit under sex trafficking. Like, you could have been a valuable witness. Why not bring you up there? Because KK's not going to be there. Why not bring you there to say, hey, I would send the Ubers, they would pay me back. I would send the Ubers to get the sex workers or the people who, quote unquote, being sex trafficked. I really don't know, and I really wouldn't count them out yet. They did say that they was going to bring some other charges, etc. More charges? Yeah. So I really don't know. And for me, I would rather let them do their job, you know what I'm saying, and trust that they're going to bring some results. Look.
Now, did y'all catch what Lil Rod just said to Act? Act said, more charges? He was like, yeah. See, I'm telling y'all something. Listen to what he said again. Listen to what he said. And Lil Rod has his case coming. He said he didn't testify because the feds didn't call him for this case. He said he have his own individual court date coming up. And he said, and Lil Rod also admitted this whole thing got started with Diddy because of him. This whole federal investigation into Diddy, he said it got started because of a civil. Because Act said, yo, why you gonna go civil instead of going like the criminal route if you really just, you know what I'm saying, want to see justice? He was like, yo, how you think it went criminal? He said it went criminal through my civil. He said, I'm the one that got this whole thing cracking. He said he sat down with the feds for days and days and days and gave them everything. Lil Rod said he sat down and did the whole layout and drawing of Diddy's mansion and told him where everything was at. He said he gave him all this stuff, and he says that a lot of stuff that he gave him, they ain't even talk about in this trial, which made me think that I told y'all, I never thought the feds put all their eggs in one basket. He also said that the white boy, what's his name? Brendan Paul. He said Brendan Paul was a plant. He said Brendan Paul was a plant. He also said that Brendan Paul snitched off the bat because Act asked him, he was like, yo, Brendan Paul told me that you ratted on him. He was like, how I ratted? He said that nigga told as soon as they went and got him. He snitched the first day, immediately. As soon as they went and got him in the airport, he said he snitched immediately. He was like, yo, I even saved dude's job before he came in real disrespectful. and I saved his job. But he was like, Brendan Paul is a plant. Point blank, period. You understand what I'm saying? Now, watch this right here, right? Listen to what he said again. And Ack was like, yo, they coming with more charges? He was like, yo, let them do their job. That's what he said.
I really don't know, and I really wouldn't count them out yet. I would send the Ubers to get the sex workers or the people who were quote unquote being sex trafficked. I really don't know, and I really wouldn't count them out yet. They did say that they was going to bring some other charges, etc. More charges? Yeah. So I really don't know, and for me, I would rather let them do their job. You know what I'm saying? And trust that they're going to bring some results. Look.
Man, bro, this has got to be, this interview just happened. This has got to be devastating news for Diddy. And also, Lil Rod said he know for sure. He said, I know how Diddy move. He said, I know how Diddy move, man. He said, Diddy got so many people. He said, everybody that around Diddy responds with all money. He said, Diddy got so many connections. He was like, yo, he control everything with money. He was like, everything's controlled with money. He was like, yo, I know he got to that jury the day before the last day they went in to deliberate. That's exactly what he said. But I'm gonna go through some of the things that he said. I thought Act gave a great. Now Act pushed him. He was like, "Yo, why you say that Diddy was with underage chicks in your lawsuit, but you took that out?" He said, "Because didn't some of the girls come out and say, yo, that was me in the picture that was blacked out, but I was of age." Lil Rod was like, "Yo, I doubled down on everything I said, and everything I said is gonna be in the." He said everything I said. It's gonna be in the lawsuit. I mean, it's gonna be in the trial when the trial come up. Lil Rod said that everything is coming out in the trial about. And again, he said that he seen Diddy with numerous men sexually. He also stated that rappers, Diddy had bragged about being sexually active with certain rappers. Academics tried to push him on a certain rapper from Philadelphia, but he would not deny that rapper. He also slipped up and said another musician's name, the R&B name, as far as in this interview. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give y'all a little bit more of what they was talking about. I'm gonna give y'all some of the play-by-play of what they said. But he said that Diddy told him specifically, like, yo, he was like, you got to do this, like, if you want to be successful. He was like, Diddy was promising him his house, one of his mansions, promising him all these things. You know what I'm saying? If he would participate in homosexual activity, that's what he claims, and he says that he has proof of this, and that he's going to put this out in trial when he goes to trial against Diddy. He also said that the whole situation with his lawyer and the process servers, a lot, they have that on camera. He stated. He also said that he stand on every single thing he said in his lawsuit. He said everything he said in that lawsuit, he said was true. He also said, I'm gonna let y'all know what else he said. I'm gonna let y'all know how it went down right now, because we're gonna get into this deep. And y'all smash the like button as y'all come on in. We about to get into this deep. Hold on one second, y'all. All right, so y'all smash the like button, share the video, like the video, right? You said all false news. No, sir. I actually have the actual interview with Lil Rod right now, sir. Lil Rod just did the interview. What are you talking about? Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you the exact some of the words for words they said in this interview. I have no reason to sit up here and lie. Lil Rod just did a 3-hour interview, and he said he's gonna be doing more interviews. He also spoke about the Cuba Gooding Jr. situation. He said that Cuba Gooding Jr. did have his arm around him and his thing on his leg, but he said he was afraid. He said he was on Diddy's yacht. He said, so you on Diddy's yacht? He like, yo. He was like, Diddy don't got no locked doors around there. None of this. He talked about the girl Dana Tran. He said that he felt like Diddy was pushing him onto her at one time. The mother of one of his kids. He was like, Diddy didn't really even pay her no mind. He just did that just cause. He was like, he'd have her in a different room on the yacht at the same time and be with Young Miami all night. He also made allegations on Young Miami and said that Young Miami was in the room with him and Justin and other chicks. Lil Rod went in and Act was pressing him on a lot of stuff. Hold on. So let's get to it. So Rod said I was pretty much taking care of my business, and I'm not gonna let you guys steal my publishing and everything. He said, which you know what I'm saying? And his long run is millions, he said. And he's talking about the Love album. He said at that rate, he said that's when the bully tactics started. You know what I'm saying, between him and Diddy. He said the last straw was that allegedly he's saying that Diddy and them flipped somebody on his team. He said they flipped somebody on his team, and he said it also threatened his kids. He said they threatened him. He said at this rate, he said he went to every attorney. He said he went to every attorney and was trying to do it from a business standpoint. Now Act says, how much did they take all your publishing? He said, how much did you receive as compensation versus how much you expected or verbally had agreed with him that you should have got? Lil Rod said, obviously, nothing towards production. He said, if anything, he said he got reimbursement back from money spent. He said he got reimbursements from money spent or money he was getting ready to lose over here with Music Soul Child. He said, let's just say on Saturday I'm getting ready to go out. He said, but on the Friday before, Puff was like, yo, I need you. He said, well, I'm about to miss this right here. He said he received some sort of payments as far as reimbursement. He said he was there ordering Uber Eats or stuff like that. Car, hotel expenses. He said, but nothing towards the production aspect. And he said they were trying to give him zero publishing. Zero. So Act asked him about Stevie J. So he said, Stevie J, he said that Stevie J basically said that Lil Rod's contribution to the album was none of what he's talking about. And he said Stevie J was like, he said that Lil Rod was like a glorified engineer. You know, trying to take more than enough credit for work that was really done in the studio. So Act said, what is your response to Stevie J? Right? He said, you trying to act like a musical maestro, but you just a dude that was in there that just, you know what I'm saying? He basically was along for the ride, is what he said Stevie J said. Lil Rod said, there's so much I want to say. He said, I don't even know where to start. He said Stevie J just need to go find another TV show, man. He said, anybody knows me knows that that's not true. He said the sad part is he really rocked with Stevie J. He thought he was a cool dude. Now, he said before Puff, Stevie would call him in to help him finish a record. He said Stevie J's attention span in the studio is all over the place. He said you can't get nothing done with Stevie. He basically, you know what I'm saying, fell off. So I asked him like, yo, you vehemently challenged his idea, right? Now, Act said he was basically, you know, Stevie J said that Lil Rod was over-exaggerating his role, and he's butthurt about some payments and this, that, and the third on the entire Love album project. He said that Stevie J need to cool out. He said Stevie J a victim too. He said Stevie J been a victim since the 90s. He said that, you know, anything. You Act said, what you mean, victim of what? Getting your publisher take? You said anything you could think of. To the brother in the comment section that said it's over, it's actually not over. He has more civil suits he has to deal with. And Lil Rod just revealed in the interview that the feds are working on more charges against Diddy. He just explained that today in the interview he did with Act. Today he just explained that. He just explained that today in the interview he did with Act. Just right now. He just said today that the feds were working on more charges, and Act was like, "What? More charges?" He was like, "Yep. They working on bringing more charges towards Diddy." He said they didn't bring out everything in this case. And because Act was asking, like, "Yo, if you gave him the case, why did the government ain't call you?" He was like, "Look, man." He was like, "They working on other parts of this thing, man, and they coming with more." You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what he said. Now, let's keep going.
A couple of years, he lost his father, and I'm really trying to respect that, bro. Don't make me.
So he was like, "Yo, you know what I'm saying?" He's talking about Stevie J lost his father. He ain't really trying to go and disrespect Stevie J like that.
For you. You mentioned a lot of people's name. What was your working relationship with everybody besides Diddy? Because it felt at a point you were down there living there, right? Like you're kind of like you're working at a studio, but sometimes you stay at a crib, or maybe you go down the street to a hotel. But you're there a lot, right? How often were you there? And what was the relationship either with Diddy or who are the other people you were communicating with frequently? Yeah, well, I was definitely there. My choice was never to, live at somebody else's house. I still had my own place. Okay. It's just he required so much of my time that I couldn't go home. Even when, he was working at his house in my state, in my city. You know what I'm saying? I'm over there. So he flew me out. For example, the first time I was flown out was in November of 2022. So I had to spend.
So he was just like, "Yo," he's basically telling what a lot of other people told, that they had to give all their time to Diddy. You know what I'm saying? He basically was working all this time for Diddy, and that he was giving Diddy all of his, what I'm saying, his time. He was putting in all that work. It is what he's alleging now. Like I said, Act pressed him hard in this interview, and I kind of like when you get like that, because sometimes you don't get the answers that we all want if you don't. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if Act didn't push him in this interview, we probably wouldn't got the interviews. He probably wouldn't have got what he wanted. To the person who's getting mad at me, how you get mad at me, nigga? I didn't do the interview with Lil Rod. DJ Akademiks just did the interview with Lil Rod, nigga. Why you mad at me? I'm just telling you the result of the interview. Don't get mad at me. Take your punk ass somewhere else and do something somewhere else. How you gonna come get mad at me? I'm just telling you what happened in the interview. You want to get mad at me because I'm telling you what just happened in the interview with Lil Rod. Lil Rod just did an interview a couple hours ago. The man sat down and did a 3-hour interview. You want to come in here and get mad at me because of what I just said about what Act's interview, what was exposed or said by Lil Rod. I'm telling you what he said. So you can get mad all you want. It is what it is. Did I say it was true? No. I'm telling you what was said. What the hell is wrong with these people?
And Christmas, I had to spend Thanksgiving, I had to spend New Year's with them. You know what I'm saying? Easter and all these things. In fact, I was the one who prayed over dinner for Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? So you were at Thanksgiving dinner with Diddy and his family? Yeah. Really? Okay, which family are we talking about? We're talking about the kids there? We're talking about just the baby mamas? We're talking about friends? Dana was there. Sarah was there. Young Miami was there. KK was there. All the assistants was there. The PR was there. His stylist was there. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Etc. So wait, yeah. So you were around Young Miami like that? Yes. Oh wow.
So this is all the interview he was doing. So Act basically was like, "Oh, so you was around Young Miami like that?" You know what I'm saying? And he was like, "Yeah, I was around it." You know what I'm saying? He said they was all. He said Diddy had them all, but basically it almost seemed like, and he didn't say this, but it almost seemed like they was all trained. You know what I'm saying? But this is what he said. I'm not saying this. I'm just telling you what he said. You can get mad all you want. It is what it is.
It's end of 2022. It's the end of 22. Closer to 2024. Would you describe the atmosphere around that time whether it was you, KK. Again, obviously there is a common goal of work, but is the atmosphere more like, oh, we're coworkers, or this is kind of like a family and friends type of situation in terms of everybody's a little bit close, everybody's cool with each other, everybody is, not just, oh, we're coworkers. And Diddy is the, since we're all working for Diddy, we're only just assisting him. Or if y'all are having dinner, I got to imagine that there's some closeness among everyone, right?
Man, speaking of that, the first dinner again was Thanksgiving. And it was quite weird to me because I'm sitting there and you have the stylist is next to me, the publicist next to me.
Is the stylist Deontay Nash or no?
No, I forgot her name.
Okay.
I forgot her name. I've only seen her maybe 3 or 4 times, but that was the first time. She's like a older lady.
So yeah, he went through and talked about that, and then he talked about some more stuff.
Yeah. So I go into the bathroom. So I gotta pee. Now, off door, I don't know why he don't have a lock on his door.
No locked doors, brother. No locked doors.
But every other door in the house has a lock. This specific one don't have a lock. It's weird.
Okay.
There's so much about that story I can talk about.
Yeah.
Nigga bumped in on me one time. I was taking a shit.
Who did it?
Huh?
Who Puff walked in while you taking a shit?
Yeah, taking a shit. But this was like months down the line.
Wait.
Like,
did he leave or did he just kind of sit there and watch type of shit? We don't know. I got these are questions.
Yo, man, Ak is crazy, bro. Ak said, yo, did he leave or did he sit there and watch? Bro, Ak is crazy, man. So that's what he said, though. Let's keep going.
Oh, and I'm getting ready to come out. I open the door. As I'm trying to go out, I can't even get out. She's pushing me back in.
So it's like that scene in Friday After Next when that big nigga and Cat Williams is in there.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's like, and I'm also trying to be careful because, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be said as I pushed a woman or anything. You know what I mean?
And especially his woman's cousin.
Yeah, it's like, bro, let's take a step back.
Yeah.
Understand that I felt at the time that this album was going to be a game changer album. So I'm not going to let some girl vagina or anything else get in the way of what I deem to be real success.
Hold on, though. How bad was she, though? She looked like Yo Miami? Keep it a bean. BBL?
Like maybe 2 or 3 points under her. You know what I'm saying?
But she looked good, though.
Yeah.
If it was another situation, you smash it. Like, if you're not in the work capacity. You go to the club.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we be anywhere that's not a work scene, yeah she'd have had a chance. But that's probably what made her more aggressive over me because I was so passive with it. Sometimes,
So, he's basically talking about Young Miami's cousin and saying that he got pushed in the bathroom and then she tried to, she gave him top, is what he was saying. He said he was forced into that situation.
In the bathroom, like my chest, push me and hold the door closed. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. So I'm thinking maybe she want to talk.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
First thing she do is sit down on the toilet, though. She peeing. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. So she don't even know. That's a turn off to me. I'm sorry. I know couples sometimes do that thing. I like my own space. I want you to have your own space.
She's taking a full-on piss.
Yeah, she's taking a full-on piss. So I'm trying to now still walk out. She pushed me again, pulled my pants down, and she's already, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. She's sitting down, so it's right there. That's enough, bro. We're not going to talk about it anymore.
Damn.
So y'all can pick up from there, and that's what he said happened to him. Now, also, he went on and they talked about a lot more stuff, man. I mean, bro, they got into a lot. 3-hour interview, bro. They touched on a lot.
Laughing. You know
Wait, hold on. Run that back. What you said? What?
She was trying to fuck me on the couch in front of the guys.
Do you think it's like whatever weird drugs that Diddy had there that make people just extra horny, or do you think these are just deviants? Like I ain't gonna lie, like a chick.
I think they all know what they're doing. I think they all swinging in some type of way. You know what I'm saying? All bisexual, and everybody knows it's like it's an unspoken thing. I didn't realize until after so many times that what happened was Diddy was trying to set me up, not in necessarily in a bad way. For example, I believe that Diddy wanted me to be with Dana Train, and this is
what?
Yeah, this is me feeling like recently, like after everything connected.
Wait,
like, okay,
you ain't mean Dana Train though. You never met her.
Yeah.
I'm not his baby mom. Stop it, bro. Stop it,
Bro.
I read the law, so I ain't hearing everything.
Stop on my kids, bro. I swear
You
to
think
God.
he was trying to get you to fuck his new baby moms?
Bro, listen.
Rodney Jones, stop playing with me, bro.
Bro, on the yacht, bro, my bedroom was right next to hers.
Yeah,
Right
but that's his
next-
thing. That's his wifey.
Bro, he got all types of male niggas fucking all his girlfriends.
Ain't nobody was fucking no Dana Train. Stop it, bro. You gotta stop it, bro. Yo, they said that only happened to Daphne Joy and Cassie. Yo, you know, they would have happened to Young Miami, but she a Dave County chick. She a Dave County chick. We gotta keep it.
I'm not saying. Listen, I'm not saying that somebody else.
I gotta pull some of my Patron for this. Hold on now.
What's that?
That's not Patron. You think that he had sex workers running trains on her? You don't think that? No, right?
I don't think that sex workers will run a train on her. I don't think that she was touched by anybody. I don't know.
But you said you think he was trying to set you up with her. Why? That's his type. That's his type. Why would he want you to fuck her?
I've never seen them kiss together. I've never seen them go up in the room together. Every night at 2 Star, he went up with whoever he was with, or he slept alone. She slept at 1 Star. And I remember one day when I looked at that house, I'm like, yo, that's a nice house. He said, yeah, it could be yours one day. You know what I'm saying? But then I started paying attention, like, and you know,
why would he say that to you?
I don't know. But listen, here's some things that I felt like that was weird sometimes. Now, granted, she's a very, very beautiful woman. She is my type. All right, but again, I don't mix business with pleasures.
You're telling me she has Diddy's baby and trying to fuck you? Come on, bro.
Listen, I'm not telling you that she was trying to fuck me.
But the energy, okay, you're just saying the energy felt a little bit iffy.
Yeah,
okay.
And now what I'm saying is, after seeing, I think he was trying to, he may have considered me his production partner, somebody on the side with her. You know what I'm saying? I really don't want to bring in the baby. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to talk had a baby. Love Sean Jones. He's working. Really feel like he didn't really have a baby because he was in love. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't the situation.
We pull out game type shit.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, we pull out game type shit. What are the moments? Everybody have it.
Oh, bro. That was a marketing thing, bro.
You think he had a baby out for marketing?
I know he had a baby. It was a marketing thing, bro. Just look at the timeline. Go back and do your homework.
Did he ever treat Dana Tran like how he treated Young Miami?
You barely see Dana Tran and him together at all. You know what I'm saying? She's over there just with the baby. And that's just that. When we move around, she got her own room over there somewhere off to the side by herself. And that's just what it is, bro.
Hey,
that's just what it is.
When Diddy said to you, that could be your house one day.
So, yeah, he's explaining all of these things. He's saying all of these things, man. And so, I mean, bro, this interview that Ak did, bro, man, bro, this got to be the interview of the year, bro. And Ak went hard at him, man. Ak went very hard at this dude in the interview, man. But he was saying a lot, and Ak pressed him a lot on certain things he said about, you know, he made allegations, as I told y'all, about rappers being homosexuals. And like I said, he said that he stand on his statement and that he's going to prove in court. He said it's going to come up in court about the statement that he says he alleges that Diddy made about what's the girl's name? Damn, I forgot the girl's name, man. Oh yeah. No, not the girl. He said that Diddy told him that he had sex with a certain rapper, and he said he doubling down on that, and he gonna talk about that in the case when it comes up. He gonna show the proof. And also he said that he's doubled down. He said he's standing on that. He said Diddy basically told him that homosexuality is necessary to be successful in the industry, and that damn near everybody do it. That's what he said. Now, those are his allegations, not mine. Those are his allegations, not mine. Right? So take that as y'all may. Those are his allegations. You know what I'm saying? Salute to everybody in the building. You know what I'm saying? That's coming on in here. Hold on one second, y'all. All right. So that's what he's saying. So now let's get back to. I want to get back to this other part of what he said too.
Is that what you meant when you included in the lawsuit that he had offered you a house?
That was just one time.
So he consistently was saying that you could have potentially a house.
Yeah, he was promoting that house over there. Yep.
So what context would he say in other times?
That's when I'm like stepping back and looking at what I already have and what I already know, and then seeing what I didn't know. I'm like, oh man, he was also probably trying to groom me to be over there. You know what I'm saying? And find a specific man for her, and it's probably how he can continue to control everything. You know what I'm saying? Again, this is not.
This is speculation. It's fine. We could say. So you're thinking that Diddy, in his mind, he's down to just have somebody he kind of trusts go fuck her and be her companion over there, but he knows it's going to keep her in a certain way close enough to him, but also loyal to him that he ain't got nothing to worry about. And he was potentially looking at you.
Correct.
Hey,
That's crazy. So he's saying, man, I'm telling you, Act did the interview of the year, bro. He says, Lil Rod say that he thinks that Diddy wanted him to put the pipe to that girl just to keep her, you know, at it right there, right where he wanted her at. You know what I'm saying? So that she wouldn't, because he had so many options. You know what I'm saying? Is what he was saying. That's crazy. You know what I mean? That is crazy, bro. Crazy work.
as I'm going down to the lawsuit, it said that one day you woke up naked, dizzy, and confused. You was
lawsuit, bro.
Huh?
Yeah, the lawsuit.
No, hold on. I got it because this part don't. This sound like y'all were having a two-man. I ain't gonna lie to you, brother. It said you woke up. It was two chicks and Diddy in the bed. It was you, a girl, and he had a girl. Like y'all was doing tag team switcheroo. Come on, brother. Like that don't seem like, brother. That don't seem like in certain situations where nobody is inebriated, they're making sound decisions. That might be a lit night. I know some people that be doing that. That's a two-man right there. That's a two-man. That's a two-man. You know that. Two-man at Two-Star Island. Stop playing. There's two-man at Two-Star Island. Was that a regular thing? Was things like that a regular thing? And how would you process those sexual encounters? How would you process it like the day? Because you have to go to work.
Again, trial. Trial.
But you're saying that did happen, though, right?
Everything that I said that's inside of that lawsuit happened, bro.
So he's standing on what he said in the lawsuit. He said that all this stuff is going to come out, he said, in the trial, is what he's saying. Now, Act is trying to push him to get information from him. You know what I'm saying? And so you can see kind of Act's approach and how he's trying to get this information from Rod. So it's on y'all to whether or not y'all believe what Lil Rod is saying.
If those were non-consensual moments for you, why did you take those pictures?
Bro, if you waking up, and again, this is lawsuit, bro.
No. I'm just trying to get. It's not even about. We don't got to talk about the actual evidence. I'm talking about. It's a man thing. I want to understand you as a man.
We can't keep toting that line, bro.
But that's a good question about Act. That is a good question. I cannot take that away from Act. That's a great question. If you're saying that is non-consensual, what made you take those pictures? I know what he gonna say. Lil Rod gonna say, man, I took those pictures because I had to have some type of proof of this stuff that's going on, because if I have no proof and I say this, y'all will just say I'm lying. I know that's what he want to say. Right? Straight up. You know what I mean? So that's why I think, Act is pressing him like that and going like that towards trying to get that answer.
You know what I'm saying? I'll just tell you, let's remove from that situation. Mm-hmm. If you were in a situation and then all of a sudden, all you remember you were here, but now you're here and all this is surrounding you, may capture that moment just so you don't forget this, because you may end up here too and forget that as well.
Man, so yeah, he's saying, like he said, he did it to make sure he ain't forget. You know what I'm saying? That happened. And he's saying that he got violated. So what he do? He went and he's saying he went and he actually stood on that. He went and he stood on that. He went and he stood on that because, right, y'all, and took that because he wanted to make sure he didn't forget that is what he said, right? Now, Act is pressing him, trying to see if there was levels of consent. Lil Rod says, look, man, everything I said in that lawsuit, I stand on that. It's true. So in his lawsuit, he said it was non-consensual. But Act is really doing a great job at trying to press to see, if there was any level of consent or not through the way he's interviewing. You know what I'm saying?
And if I went places, I had to take security. We're not talking about my kids being threatened, my baby mom being followed, my management being followed.
Wait, is this after the lawsuit's been filed?
Yeah.
Is this before Diddy was incarcerated or after? There's no way because
still afterwards. My manager says that sometimes he come out his tires flat or people like follow him the whole 9 yards. And so I'm hard to find because I just went ghost. I didn't talk to nobody, and I just went ghost. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And during that time, I couldn't even see my kids. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so we're not talking about that. We're not talking about the fact that it took four therapists just to bring me. We laughing about this right now. You know what I'm saying? And the truth is, some of the stuff the reason why it's probably easy for me to laugh about some of this right now is because my therapist, have been making me focus on only positive things, not to think about negative. Told me to stop thinking or rehashing all those things that happen or anything with the case, or stop watching social media, try to stay off it as much. I'm really not on it as much and active as I used to be. You know what I'm saying? And all these things, because there were times where I was ready to check out. You know what I'm saying?
He said he was ready to commit the unforgivable, man. That man said it was times he was ready to commit the unforgivable, which is take his own self. That's how much he said he was depressed. So he said he went through 4 therapists to get to where he's at right now, man. I mean, that's on y'all, whether y'all want to believe everything that Lil Rod said to Act. And I knew y'all wasn't gonna like the way Act pressed him, but I do like guys who press to get answers, because sometimes, you want to see how, like, if people's comments or their things stay the same when you press them. You know what I mean? So y'all see Act try to get him pinned down on certain things he said to see, yo, are you standing on this? Are you standing on that? I thought Lil Rod handled it well.
I was ready to check out, bro. Like, I'm a creative person.
What's the scar from here?
That's from a motorcycle accident.
Okay, I thought Puff did it because it seemed like no, I'm not even giving a joke.
Absolutely, still are.
Really,
very, very much. I've written songs about him, and I'm. You would think that I'm not scared, but the reality is I am, and I just live by speak those things as if they were. Let the weak say I'm strong. You know what I'm saying? Type of shit. But the reality is, he's a powerful guy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the money. Take that away. He's experienced and connected with so many people who know somebody who knows this, and he's been doing this shit for over 3 decades, bro. He's a powerful guy, bro. How the hell did he flip somebody on my team? You know what I'm saying?
Did you
So he said Diddy flipped somebody that was on his team. He said that's how powerful Diddy is what Lil Rod said. Bro, this interview Act did was explosive, bro. I mean, man, Act, bro, that's going to end up being the interview of the year so far. That's crazy work, man. For Act to get all this information out of Lil Rod like that, you know what I'm saying? And to sit here and listen to this and to hear all the different things that Lil Rod said, unbelievable stuff, man. Shout out to Dwayne Crooms too in the Cash App with the donation. If y'all want to donate, the link is pinned at the top of the chat. Let's keep going, man. Here's some other stuff here to say.
Like, even watching everything that's happening now, are you worried that he didn't get found guilty of RICO? By the way, I believe you were the first person who alleged a civil racketeering enterprise, but he wasn't convicted of that. Essentially, he could be out in a year or two. Is that the reason why you even went to rehab? Because you were scared? I'm wondering, why did you go to rehab?
Yeah, bro. There was too many nights, too many dreams that I would be looking right out that back window or that back door. I just felt like, and I probably shouldn't say it. I just felt like Fahim was out there with a sniper.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Who's Fahim? You got to break it because he didn't show up to trial. Who's Fahim? Break it out for us.
Showed up the last 3 or 4 days.
He did show up.
You know? Oh yeah, man, go look at it. He's a black guy walking around out like it was nothing. I'm like, yo, the level of confidence is crazy.
Wait, Fahim was at a trial?
He was there, bro. And I'm like, why is he not? He was there just yesterday.
Really?
Man, that's crazy work, bro. This man said this on, and the feds watching that. The feds watching that interview. The feds watching that interview. He said that. He said that he was so stressed. He said he felt like one day he was going to look through his back door and see this dude with a sniper pointed at him. Man, that's crazy work, bro. Then he starts talking about the where he feels like the jury was tampered with. That last day, he said that last day he felt like it was jury tampering. Man, this is crazy work, bro.
What day yesterday and the day before?
How you know this? Because were you there? You were there, Lord.
Bro, it's all over the news, bro. Just pull up any footage of the kids walking out. He walking the family. And I'm just like, yo, the audacity is just like strong. But meanwhile, KK is, where's she at? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so could you give us the breakdown of your dealings with KK? We've heard so much about her. We hear that she's a Ghislaine Maxwell to Diddy's Jeffrey Epstein, if you want to believe that theory. We hear she's a chief of staff. We hear she facilitates and help everything go down, and pretty much nothing happens without either her approval or her being right next to Puff kind of deliberating on it. What was your experience with KK, which is her real name is Christina Karam? What was your...
She was posing as the chief of staff, but she was so much more. It's all of those that you just said.
Do you think Diddy was fucking her? That was always a thought. Supposedly she lives in the house with him. They testified that she lives in the house with him.
I think he fucked her, but Diddy like his women to be perfect, and she got this scar on her nose, and saying the fact that it's not fixed tells me, well, he's not fucking her, but he fucked her for the sake of having the power over her. You know what I'm saying?
Damn. That boy Lil Rod, man. Boy, he made some starch claims in this interview, man. I'm telling y'all, he made some real starch claims in this interview with DJ Akademiks, man. I mean, that interview, bro, that's going to be the best interview of the year. And I'm going to tell y'all something, man. Y'all better believe everybody's watching. Everybody's listening to what he said. You understand? He also talked about that jury. I told y'all this. Now, take it as y'all may. However y'all feel, you take it as you may, right? I'm telling y'all what it is, right? And so it is what it is, man. So everybody needs to understand that. You know what I'm saying? And this is what's going on.
It's one of the ones you fuck every 6 months type shit. You just got the reminder dick, just give it a reminder dick to keep on the squad. The reminder dick,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everywhere he went, she was there.
Yeah.
She was everywhere.
Do you feel like she was had an undying loyalty towards him?
Yeah. So, for example, which was weird to me, on the yacht.
Mm-hmm. She's on yacht too?
Yeah. I had a room. She had a room. The twins had a room. And the other Chan stayed in with her mother. And Dana had a room. And,
what about Young Miami?
She stayed in the room with him.
Oh, so Dana was
the kids stayed off the boat. They stayed somewhere. I'm like, why am I privy to be on this motherfucking boat?
Yeah. You couldn't bring a girl? You couldn't bring a girl pipe down?
Yeah, I can have, bro. I could have had anybody I wanted to come onto the yacht.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm still looking at it like, why do I have a room on this yacht?
Maybe he looked at you as the guy to make music with quickly. You're a one-stop production, as you would say, right?
Okay. I'm a one-stop shop for sure, but I'm just saying. The point is, the houses that we had on land, it wouldn't have took us no more than 15 minutes to get to. It could be quick. It could be 5-10 minutes. It's, depending on how fast you move it, bro. So I don't think that it was necessary for me to have to stay on. Now, granted, I was grateful to be on it, but now just looking back, it's like, dang, you look back. And be clear, Tyrone was the one who made me look back and see everything different, bro.
So he's saying a whole lot, bro. And remember, his case is coming up. He said he got a case coming up. He said they got a conference that they got coming up soon to hash out to try to get to a resolution, because the judge told them to come to a settlement at first, the two parties. So they're going to have a meeting. Their lawyers are going to have a meeting to try to see if they can come to a settlement first in that case. And if not, because remember, the judge, he threw some claims out, but he's letting some stuff come in. So the judge told him, look, y'all need to mediate again, meet up again, you know what I'm saying? See if y'all can come to a conclusion before y'all get to court. That's the last thing they ever want to do, is bring somebody to court and put them on trial. They don't want to have to use all those resources unless necessary.
I don't live in the legal realm knowing that if you do this or do that, this is illegal, you know that. We know something.
You meet with the feds, because here's the thing. You basically admitted that you were soliciting prostitutes, or basically prostitutes, at Booby Trap for Diddy, right? You, under his direction, but you went there, said, we got some bread for y'all. Y'all come back?
Anything that's mentioned in a lawsuit is what they call an admission of guilt.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And so when I sat down and with the feds to talk about that,
let's set the stage. How did the feds contact you? Did they show up to your door? Did they?
So he basically talks about how the feds came in, and he said basically the feds had him. They were supposed to meet for like 4 hours. He said his lawyer set it up. They end up being together for like almost 2 days. And he said he had to give him the whole entire layout of everything and break down every single thing. You know, he said he gave him the whole layout of Diddy's home. He said he actually wrote the entire layout of Diddy's mansion on a piece of paper for the feds. That's exactly what he said.
You know what I'm saying? And it was just because it was so much that they had to go through.
Were you clear with what they were trying to get? Like, because, you know, we've never
supposed to be maybe a Tuesday for 4 hours, and that went on from a full day Tuesday, a full day Wednesday, a full day Thursday, and a full day Friday. You know what I'm saying? And it was just because it was so much that they had to go through.
Were you clear with what they were trying to get? Like, because, you know, we've now known that they were trying to at least proceed with an investigation, but what they used you for was the substance of a affidavit and an application for a search warrant, which did get granted, which they in fact did do a raid and a search on 2 Star Island. You know that that's what they were trying to do? Were they asking you a certain question like, bro, but where the fuck is the baby well though? And I'm saying, what question? Like, yo, bro, fuck what you. Come on, man. You gotta give it up, bro, man. You a big act, man. Come on, man. Pause. You gotta. Come on, man. What the fuck were they asking you, man? You gotta double down. You told me you're gonna double down. Don't start backtracking now. We not talking about the case. We talking about the Fed shit now.
They pretty much asked me about everything within the scope of the lawsuit, but while I'm in agreement, I had to just give them everything else, especially if my hand was in some things unknowingly that I could be incriminated. It's like, bro, you got one chance now to tell everything.
Did they give you any immunity?
Yeah, I had immunity for whatever
you told in that.
So Lil Rod is saying that they gave him immunity too, because he said that he aided and abetted Diddy. So he said that when he sat down and talked to the feds, he said the feds gave him immunity for his testimonies. And he also said that all of the stuff that he testified to them for 3.5 days did not go into this case. He said they still got other. He said, like I showed y'all, he said that they still got more charges that they working on bringing against Diddy. That's what Lil Rod said, not me. You know what I'm saying? Take it as you may.
In that session, it was a proper
admission of guilt. That's what I'm saying. The admission of guilt was like, bang, bang, bang. Look, this is what happened. This is what happened. This is what happens. Like,
so you either possessing drugs or whatever. Like you're cleared for that as long as you admit that. Hey, I was doing it for him, and you told them, and you were truthful then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you tell him where the baby?
Now, peep one thing, y'all. And I'm gonna say this, and maybe a lawyer can tell me. They didn't bring Lil Rod into this situation as far as his testimony, his story, anything like that. Right? Now, Diddy has been found not, and remember, Lil Rod's case is still within the realm of state jurisdiction. I want y'all to think about this, because Lil Rod just said this happened within the last year. Now, think about what I'm saying to y'all. The feds didn't put Lil Rod in this case. Now, I asked him a question, and I thought about that shit. I was thinking about that too this whole time, because I knew that Lil Rod was the one. They went off his information to do the raid. But I said, yo, why didn't they bring him or half of this stuff he mentioned in this case? I said the feds did not put all their eggs in one basket, because in my opinion, they didn't want to get caught with a double jeopardy. Meaning, right? Meaning, when I say double jeopardy, meaning if the feds would have put everything in this case and lost this case, they could have never used it again. They would have had to come with completely different case on Diddy. So that's what made me think, like, why didn't they bring Lil Rod? Why didn't they bring this person? Why didn't they bring that person? Act was asking him those questions too. So when he said that the feds are coming with more charges on Diddy, and he said that they didn't even use a lot of the stuff that he gave them, I'm thinking, hold on, bro, what the hell is going on? Then the judge didn't give Diddy bail. And I'm just thinking, like, hold on, bro. Something ain't right here, bro. Something ain't right, bro. Now, to the person who asked me, that's my next thing. You just asked me, can the feds come at Rico with Diddy again? It has to be a whole different pretense. It's like, it can't be about Cassie, uh, Jane Doe, or Mia. It has to be enough evidence in a whole different situation, right? Meaning, if they, because see, they didn't bring Lil Rod into this. They didn't bring some of the other people into this. Remember, the feds cut witnesses. So you think, why did the feds cut those witnesses? Now that they're not a part of that case, the feds can try to bring them in a different case. Bro, listen, let me tell y'all something. They did this with John Gotti. When John Gotti beat the feds, John Gotti beat the feds 3 times. The feds said, ain't no way. They went after John Gotti and got him on the 4th time. Because on the 4th time, they got his right-hand man and snitched. Remember, the feds went after John Gotti 4 times in a row. John Gotti beat him 3 times. And the feds got him on the 4th time. That lets you know right there the feds will not stop coming for you if they want you. Right? Lil Rod saying what he said in Diddy's interview, that's big because that triggered something for me to think about. I'm like, hold on, bro. And I was thinking about that. Like, why in the hell they didn't even bring Lil Rod in this whole case? And Lil Rod gave him all this information. He got all these stuff, pictures and stuff like that. I'm thinking, damn, are they trying to line this nigga up for a whole nother case with stronger evidence, different jury? And now they already got Diddy as a convicted felon. So the lawyers can't use that no more, that he's not a convicted felon. They've already got Diddy's lawyers to admit under oath that Diddy's violent, which was a big mistake by Diddy's lawyers. Think about what I just said to y'all. They've already got Diddy's lawyers to admit in court that he's violent. Everybody's running around taking a victory lap. But now, what do they have on Diddy that they never had his entire life? They have a felony conviction. So if they get Diddy on something else, that would be double jeopardy. I mean, not double jeopardy. That would be a repeat offender as far as you already were a felon. Now, if they bring more charges on you, that's the same thing they did with Harvey Weinstein. This is the same thing they did with R. Kelly. Remember, they didn't just hit R. Kelly in one jurisdiction. They hit R. Kelly with cases in multiple jurisdictions. It's like they doubled their bets on this nigga. They did the same thing to Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein got cases in New York and California. It's like they hit him. So it's like them getting this, because I thought about something, y'all. Cassie's lawyer was looking all happy outside the court. I was like, you happy? That nigga beat the RICO and beat the sex charges. He was like, we happy. This is a win for us today. He said he was convicted. And I said, what? Go back and listen to Cassie's lawyer's interview. After the case was solved. I mean, after the case came down. Listen to Cassie's lawyer's interview. He was like, yeah, this is a win. I was like, a win? You don't see all these people out here celebrating that man beat the sex trafficking and that RICO? But once again, I thought about it, right? And I said to myself, damn, dog, what is going on here? I thought to myself, you guys, I'm like, hold on. They got Diddy's lawyers to admit he's violent. The judge used that to keep him in on bail, right? Then, right? The feds now have a felony conviction on Diddy. Because remember, his lawyers was always using, no, he hasn't been charged, or he has never been convicted. He has a clean record. They can't say that now. He has a felony on his record. And I was thinking, why did they cut all those witnesses they had? They had, remember this, y'all. They had all these witnesses. They had all these different parts in this case. They just cut it out. They didn't even put it in the case. And I'm thinking, hold on, did they do that because if it was some way that Diddy wiggled out of this case, that they could use that in a different case because it would be quote unquote new evidence or different evidence not related to this case with Cassie, Jane Doe, and uh Mia? Damn, dog. And Lil Rod said it in the interview with Akademiks. Lil Rod said the feds are coming with more charges. They're working on more charges with Diddy. They're coming on more charges. He said that today. And Act was like, what? More charges? He was like, yep. I said, what? He was like, yo, they didn't even use half that stuff that was in my lawsuit yet. Act was like, yo, but your lawsuit is just civil. He said, how you think he got the criminal? They got the criminal from the civil. He said, I'm the one who went in there and gave him the whole layout of Diddy's home to do the raid. You know what I'm thinking, y'all? I'm thinking maybe the feds did hold something back because why would Lil Rod tell him about the one mansion but not tell him about the other mansion? Or did he? And they did what they did on purpose. Man, something ain't right, y'all. My brain is going crazy right now. Something's not right, bro. Something's not right, bro. Because why would Lil Rod come out and say all this today? Think about this. Lil Rod ain't said nothing this whole time. Why would Lil Rod come out now, the day after the verdict, and do the interview? Why would he do that now? He ain't said nothing this whole time. Lil Rod said, I've been off the grid. I ain't even been talking to nobody. I've been disappeared. Why did he come out now saying this? And he said, my case come up next.
Was, bro? Be honest.
Listen, I told them everything.
So you knew where the baby oil was stored.
Baby oil is just a small piece of everything else that never seen a day of light in court.
So tell me what
Did y'all hear that? Lil Rod said that. He said the baby oil is just a little piece of everything. Think about this. The feds, all that stuff the feds sees. And they didn't put that truck. The feds did not put all their eggs in one basket. I'm telling y'all this, bro. Ain't no freaking way, bro. Yeah, I saw Gene talking today about it. I told y'all this, bro. And Lil Rod just said that. Listen to what Rod said again, y'all. Lil Rod gave the whole public nuggets. And I'm thinking like, do this nigga know something? Are they working on some secret investigation? Did they throw that bone out there just to get Diddy guilty on a charge so they can come back and hit this nigga with a whammer and then make sure he's the two-time offender and nail him? I don't know if that's what's going on, but just listening to Lil Rod, it seemed like they playing chess with Diddy. Because they didn't sequester the jury, but they revoked his bail. Think about this. They revoked his bail at $50 million, right? And said because he tampers with witnesses and all these other things. Think about what I'm saying to y'all. But they would not sequester the jury. The verdict comes down. Lil Rod comes out the next day, does an interview after not being heard from the whole time, and says the feds are coming with more charges against Diddy. And says that the baby oil, that ain't nothing. He said that's a little piece of something that y'all ain't even see in his first trial. Because if you look at the law says that they can't use what they put in this trial as far as the scope of their investigation with Cassie, Jane Doe, and Mia. They can't use that no more for sex trafficking, RICO. But if they come with a different case, if they come with different aspects in a whole different RICO, they can come back and hit him on that because it wasn't in the scope of this investigation, which would now make sense to why they didn't put everything and all their witnesses and all these people in this investigation. Because I was wondering, like, damn, why they cut witnesses? It's like, yo, and when Cassie's lawyer went outside, I'm like, yo, is this dude a clown? Are you stupid? You just said that this is a win because they got Diddy on two counts of prostitution. But then I thought about it. I'm like, did they just do this just to know that they can get Diddy on the prostitution? Because remember, one lawyer said this. He said that the feds had to bring RICO and sex trafficking up just to make sure they can nail Diddy on the prostitution charges, because they wasn't going to just let them bring him on prostitution charges alone. Federal prostitution charges. That's why they brought the RICO. Everybody said they stretched this RICO. That's why they bought the RICO. And they said that's why they bought the sex trafficking. That's what I heard online from one of these reporters on TV. Now, I didn't know how true that was, but that sounds like that sounds crazy right now based off what Lil Rod is saying. Because now, remember, Diddy's lawyer said in court, he doesn't have any priors. You should give him bail. He doesn't have any prior record. Well, they can't say that no more after today. He's a convicted felon. So if he gets hit again, and you've already got a prior, and think about this, y'all, the judge didn't give him bail. Something going on, bro. And Lil Rod come out today and say the feds is coming out with more charges.
You know where the baby oil was stored?
Bro, baby oil is just a small piece of everything else that never seen a day of light in court.
So tell me what you told them. You told me the guns is that.
Was it there?
It was. They got it. So did you tell them?
Did I tell them about the drug mule? I told them about the fanny pack.
Okay, but did you tell them location? Because again, I have seen all the exhibits.
Lil Rod said he told them about everything. He said he told them about the guns, the drug mule, the fanny pack. Lil Rod said I told him about the whole layout. Lil Rod told DJ Akademiks, I told y'all this has to be the interview of the year. Now, Ak tried to bury him at the end, but this has to be the interview of the year. Lil Rod told DJ Akademiks he drew it up on a piece of paper, the whole layout of this man's mansion. Now, why would he? I want y'all to think about this. Why would Lil Rod only tell him about that one, but not tell him about the other one next door? And he's talking about the one next door in the interview with DJ Vlad right now. Unless he did, and they held things back, or they put secret private surveillance to watch other things go down. So they seen surveillance that we don't even know. I'm just guessing. Have no idea. I'm guessing off what Lil Rod is saying and how he's talking. Think about what I'm saying.
I
took a piece of paper.
Yes. You drew it.
I drew out every outline of the house where everything you could think of is.
You did like Picasso, man. This nigga's on some shit, man. This nigga said, yo, hold on. Right here, you go up in here, that's Justice room. He ain't got shit going on in there. He just watching LeBron all day. You go in the other room, that's where the baby hole is at.
Let me ask you something, bro. Put yourself in Diddy's shoes.
Yeah.
What would he be doing? If he was me in that room with them, what would he be doing?
He be telling the truth. He be telling the truth.
Right. So understand, bro, like, my fight with him was already unbalanced. You know what I'm saying? It was already unbalanced. Listen, be clear, bro. Like, I grew up in the church, but I also grew up in the hood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I've never sat down in front. Listen, I got friends that's police, etc., but I don't really rock with the popos. I've been a victim my life, all my life, of the police is targeting me in any type of way. You know what I'm saying? So this here had to be done, bro. It had to be done, bro.
Did you know where, for example, the locations of where Diddy used to store drugs, and you mentioned like Tusi, you knew where those would normally be in the house?
Bro, if you went to his house right now, let's just say all this wasn't happening.
All right, so if I go to Star Island, where could I get to the Tusi draw?
If you go to his house, they're gonna ask you what are you here for.
I'm here to make some music.
If I go to his house,
okay,
they're gonna buzz me in.
Okay.
And if you come to the house and You standing out said, I'm going to say, yes, he's cool, let Akademiks in.
Oh, so you asked.
That's the type of assets that I had in that house.
Bro, something going on, bro. Something going on, bro. Something going on, bro. This man had been, we haven't seen this man all this time. And now today, out of nowhere, he do this 3-hour interview with DJ Akademiks, bro. And he's telling all this stuff. Bro, I'm telling y'all, something going on, bro. And I said this before. Remember I told y'all, I was like, yo, because I showed y'all all this paperwork, y'all. Remember I told y'all all those other people, all these other quote-unquote bleep victims, number blank, 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 all that stuff was kept out of this case. I'm like, hold on, man. They had all this stuff in this pre-trapper, but then they just took it all out the case. I'm thinking, what the hell is going on? And then I thought, oh, shit. Maybe they feared maybe this or that if they did get a conviction and it got pardoned, that they can just come back and hit them with different charges when Trump's out of office. Man. Lil Rod said he had so much access, he knew where everything was. Everything. If he gave the feds everything, and he said they only came with a little bit, he said a lot of the stuff didn't even come out in this trial. That lets me know the feds, now I'm starting to believe, I'm not all the way there yet, but I'm starting to believe that the feds set Diddy up because they didn't sequester the jury. Why would you hold a man on a $50 million bond, say that he is a danger to the society, and say that he is a flight risk, and you said that he is witness tampering, but you would not sequester the jury? Did you want Diddy to slip up? Did you monitor communications close to him or around him? What is going on? What is going on, y'all? Because you didn't sequester. Normally, when you have those type of circumstances, you sequester the jury. It's almost like they wanted Diddy to do something bad. That's what it almost seems like. It's like they set him up. Because he also said that white boy was planted. He said that white boy was a plant. Now, when he said that, I don't know if he was trying to say that the feds planted the white boy there to try to get something on Diddy. But he said the white boy was a plant. I also heard Gene Deal say that. But Rod was there. Lil Rod said that white boy was a plant. Right? They cannot refile the RICO Diddy just got found not guilty of, unless they find out that it was witness tampering in the jury or during the case. That's the only way. They have to find misconduct on Diddy's behalf or on his team's behalf. Other than that, they can't. They have to come with a whole new case that has, nothing to do with Cassie and these other people with these allegations they have. That whole RICO that they put out right there with the arson and all other stuff, that's done now. Diddy beat that. That's called double jeopardy. You can't come with that. Not on no federal level. The problem is that they can still try to hit Diddy on the state level because a lot of these things that Lil Rod is trying to allege are still under the statute of limitations in the state of Florida. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen with that. And now it wasn't their whole plan just to get Diddy, because remember, I was told that just the charges Diddy got convicted of alone, the feds would have never bought that case. They had to bring a RICO or a sex trafficking case in order to get the transportation of prostitution for a judge to even sign off for them to be able to, or to be able to sign it for them to bring that to court. They're not bringing a charge with that little bit of time, no federal court. So in order to get him, knowing they had him red dead to rights. And just to get a conviction and say he's a felon, now if they come back and hit you with the whammy, wow. Wow. And the way Lil Rod is talking, man, bruh.
Why are you bringing up his name? Talking about he carried the drugs. He said you a snitch. What do you say to him?
I'm gonna bring him on the show. We'll talk about it.
What's your relationship with him, or was it your relationship with him? Because you labeled him as a drug mule. The government tried to use him as a drug mule in a trial.
My first day meeting him, he fired himself. He didn't know it, but I saved him. He did something like got into it with one of the camera guys who was there much longer. He was a young guy, so he don't know what he said. It was very, very disrespectful, and he was getting ready to go get fired. And I stepped in, and I settled it down. You know what I'm saying? And what happened was, at time, because speaking of him, like, he was a plant. That's what people. He's not gonna tell you that his manager was some type of connection to Diddy, and once I get it, the same managers. Now, I don't want them coming at me, bro. I ain't got that type of security. But anyway, some managers put Brand. That's what people. He's not gonna tell you that his manager was, and what happened was, at time, because speaking of him, like, he was a plant.
Did y'all hear that? Lil Rod said he was a plant. Now, this is the dude that gave the feds the case. Lil Rod was there every day. He gave the feds all this stuff. He said he gave the feds all the videos he had, everything. Go back and look at Lil Rod's lawsuit. They ain't bring half that stuff up in this trial. I wonder why. And I want y'all to think about something. Would the feds, because in my mind just be thinking, would they give Diddy a 3.5 or 4 year sentence so that it looks like it's light and that, you know, maybe Trump wouldn't intervene, maybe a 4 or 5 year sentence? So Diddy think he's getting out, and then right when Trump gets out of office, hit him with another superseding indictment? Man. Well, no, man.
People, he's not gonna tell you that his manager was some type of connection to Diddy, and once I get it, the same managers. Now, I don't want them coming at me, bro. I ain't got that type of security. But anyway, some managers put Brandon Paul in there.
Oh, you think he was a plant?
It was for sure a plant.
So you don't believe?
Damn. He's saying that Brendan Paul, the white boy, was a plant, y'all. Listen to that again.
But anyway, some managers put Brandon Paul in there.
Oh, you think he was a plant?
It was for sure a plant.
So you don't believe?
Brandon told me himself. You know what I'm saying? So he's a plant.
He said Brendan told him himself he was a plant. I knew that white boy wasn't supposed to be hanging around there, man. That white boy was a basketball player at Syracuse. How the hell he get linked up with Diddy? I want y'all to think about this. How does white boy that played basketball at Syracuse get linked up with Sean Diddy Combs? How? Where'd that come from? You're not hearing me. They're saying that he was a plant. Do you know what a plant is? Do y'all know what a plant is, sir? In the comment section. Do you know what a plant is? A plant is somebody that's put in a certain position in order to infiltrate you, right? Let me give y'all an example. Remember in the trial that Brendan Paul testified that Diddy didn't know he had those illegal substances in his bag? He was like, yo, that was the accident. I went over there with that. He instantly got off on that charge. Instantly. The next day they said, nah, he gonna go. I said, what? They popped this boy with illegal substances at the airport? That's a felony charge off the top. It was almost like they used that to link him beside Diddy. So he got that stuff on him. Think about what I just said to y'all. Listen to what I just said. And when he went to trial, remember what the white boy testified in trial. He was like, oh yeah, Diddy didn't know it was an accident. I accidentally left it in that bag and had it on me. Oh, really? Or were you planted there to have that on you? Listen to what I said. Listen to what I said. So now I'm real suspect of that white boy. Because realism, he ain't supposed to be hanging around no Diddy. You a white dude that played basketball in Syracuse, man. How the hell you get linked up with Diddy? Think about this.
So why would you think you snitched on him then?
Bro, because that's what they're gonna call it when you're sitting across talking to the state or the government. They're gonna call it a snitch. But again, look.
Do you think you could have left his name out of it? Because I think he was just saying like, yo, if you got a problem with Puff, why you gonna randomly bring up that I got all the Tusi and I got the pills and I got the fanny?
The reality is, if he was in that situation, he's been doing it too.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Look, let's talk about that. Brandon Paul testified. Also, I've never seen anybody plead guilty so fast to a case.
You think he's snitching?
He snitched.
Oh man.
I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
You feel me?
Nah, he did. His case got resolved mad quick.
I'm just the type of person who gets somewhere before people. If I realize this is what it's going to be, then you know what? Go ahead. I shielded a lot of people. I didn't tell or talk about a lot of other things, bro.
Hey, why?
Did y'all hear what he just said? Lil Rod said, I spared a lot of people. I didn't talk about a lot of things I seen. Lil Rod just said that. Lil Rod said, man, I spared a lot of people. He said, I ain't talk about all the things I seen.
She mentioned getting peed on. Do you think that, again, when I mean freak offs, do you think Diddy would have other either sex worker or men penetrate her?
Yes.
Really?
He's talking about
a Dade County bitch.
Bro, I've witnessed. Look, man.
Carisha not on that. Real ass bitch give a fuck about a nigga.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Allegedly. Yeah. That's a good word. Yeah.
Allegedly, on the boat, I seen him with Diddy, Young Miami, and Justin, and another girl sleep in the same room all night.
Wait, hold on. All right, hold on, time out. You said you seen who and what?
Yeah, Justin. This is not the first time.
No, wait. Break it. You said on the yacht, you seen who was in the room?
Diddy, Justin, Young Miami, and another girl. It might have been two more other girls as well.
So Diddy they was running the father, like they was running a LeBron and Bronny play. Oh shit!
All the time, bro.
So you think Diddy was throwing Young Miami to Justin? So hold that, Just. Damn.
Absolutely.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So it's a win-win for Justin. You know what I'm saying?
Man, maybe the Lori Harvey things is true. Nah, no way. You with your own two eyes, allegedly, big word, allegedly. You allegedly saw in the same room Diddy, Young Miami, Justin Combs, another woman. It was another, so it was 4 or 5. I think you said maybe 2 more other women.
I think it was 2 women besides. In fact, I'm almost 100% sure.
That's called a handicap match, man. It's a 2-on-3. You heard what I'm saying? It's 2 niggas and 3 chicks. Holy, it was getting busy in there. Damn.
Man, that's crazy, bro. Wow. And he said that he bringing all this out during his trial. He said, my trial next. Yo, that's what he said. I was like, what? Lil Rod said, my trial next. He said, a lot of the stuff that I gave the feds, they ain't even bring out in this case. He said the baby oil just a little part. If Lil Rod told the truth about him snitching to the feds about everything, and he's saying that it's only a little part of what y'all seen that came out in this case, bro, I'm sitting back here like, damn. Did they hit Diddy with the all-time fake? Bring up a case they knew they probably couldn't complete in the courts with on the RICO and sex trafficking. Maybe they thought they was gonna get him on the Cassie. but just to make sure they can get him on the prostitution, 100% sure, because they knew they couldn't bring the prostitution alone on that level. But that way we got him as a conviction. We deny him bail so he can't go. And within this time, or however much time he gets in jail, we hit him with another superseding indictment. That way they can't come to court and say, hey, he's a first-time offender. Now he's a convicted felon. Now he can't get bail because he's a convicted felon. And now we run this back on a whole different case with whole different evidence. And now we kept the strongest shit for last. Crazy. If that happens, yo, and I'm not saying that's going to happen. If that happens, bro, I'm going to fall out my seat, man. Because Lil Rod, how in the hell did he pop out of nowhere today and do a full 3-hour interview with DJ Akademiks? And I told y'all, the feds had all kind of names and stuff and evidence in the first case that they took out. They took out. And I was wondering, why did they take all that stuff out? Well, maybe because some of it linked in with the second part, and they're going to need these people for a different situation. Remember, y'all have to remember this. This is one important thing about the feds. The feds hate when you beat them. How do we know? John Gotti. John Gotti. When John Gotti beat the feds the first time, they came back a second time. He beat them a second time. They came back a third time. He beat them a third time. They wouldn't stop. They came after him a fourth time. They even went after his son. Think about what I just said. When they want you, they not going to stop till they get you.
Based on what you allegedly experienced and watched, do you believe that they were having a freak off the night before, or maybe a family slumber party? It might be a slumber party, brother. It might be a slumber party. You know what I mean? Roasting s'mores. You might be reading, huh?
Hey, bro, drugs, alcohol, and loud music, bro. Y'all going in this room at 2, 3 in the morning, coming out the next day 2, 3 in the afternoon. You do the math, allegedly.
What type of drugs? Like Tylenol type shit? Like, what are we talking about? Nah, I don't know what's going on.
Move on to the next question.
Holy shit. For the freak off show.
Bro, listen, I had so many freak offs on a hard drive Puff gave me that I didn't even know I had, bro.
Nigga, what? No, you didn't. All right, come on.
This man said he got more freak offs on a hard drive. He literally showed in this interview. He literally showed DJ Akademiks in this interview a video on his phone that he said Diddy would take his phone and start recording himself on his phone. On his phone, Lil Rod said. Ak was like, nah. He pulled out his phone and showed Ak Diddy on his phone recording himself. He still got those videos on his phone. He showed that to Ak in this video, in this interview. He showed it to Ak. He said he got all, to the person who said if Brendan Paul was a plant, why did the feds give him immunity? Maybe they didn't need to give him immunity. Maybe the feds do what they always do, which is run a play. And you think he got immunity, but he never had immunity because maybe he never was arrested officially. Maybe it was all a setup to keep his cover. Because remember, if you go look at the first articles, when Brendan Paul got arrested, the article said that Brendan Paul got released and he was not cooperating. He wasn't going to be a part of the case. All he had to do was some type of program and he was out. But he disappeared that whole time. And at the end of this case, he appeared and testified. That's a plant. So the feds can tell you anything they want. Yeah, we're going to give them an immunity agreement, but it ain't really immunity, but we're going to do an immunity just, you know what I'm saying, so that the world think this, but really we doing that. Bro, y'all can't think the feds are stupid, man. The feds are very smart. It's hard to outsmart them mofos, man. Especially when they want to get you. I'm telling y'all this.
All right, hold on, no. Let's not again. You had videos of free calls. Did you turn those over to the feds?
Listen, they got a copy of everything I had.
That man said they got a copy of everything he had. So the feds didn't even show all those tapes. That's another thing. What did the feds do with all these tapes? Are they holding them for other situations? What do they do? Crazy work, man. And remember, in the pre-trial, Diddy's lawyers were always saying, yo, how can this be entered and Diddy's not being charged with this? He's not being charged with domestic violence. Everybody's like, why ain't Diddy being charged with the beatings? Why isn't Diddy being charged with the guns? Why isn't Diddy being charged with the drugs? Everybody was asking those questions. I'm talking about individually. Wow.
Why would Puff give you a video for free call?
Bro, no.
He was that loose, pause, and like just lax with how he was moving.
Why would Puff grab my phone and start video recording himself? You know what I'm saying? So, like, who knows, bro? I'm not in this man's head. He's done a lot of things, and we all trying to figure out, like, why would he do that? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro.
Wow. Look at this. Oh, shit.
He would randomly grab my phone and just start recording.
That's your phone.
He showed him his phone where Diddy, literally, you can see Diddy press record and start recording himself on his phone. He showed this to act in the interview. He showed it to act. Wow. And remember, all these other people that he's named, they ain't even brought up in the trial. This trial, they weren't even brought up in this one.
Right. Maybe he was flirting with you. Do you think he I think he's bisexual. Do you think he had some attraction for you? Being honest, brother.
Oh yeah. But I'm saying I'm not sure what angle you trying to go right now.
No. I said attraction. I'm not.
Yeah.
The next question I was gonna say is,
I don't think it's nothing that he's not attracted to. I think he's attracted to having the power.
Okay.
I think he's attracted to controlling everything that's happening and going on at all times. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think he overtly tried you? And in those moments, how did you take that? You be like, man, nigga, knock it off, or how did those kind of manifest?
Bro, let's get outside the
okay.
Let's get outside the civil suit, bro. Attorney Joe, whatever, like this whole thing with him mowing down the line, the process service.
What happened with that?
He didn't even hit him. I was on the phone with him. So I was on FaceTime with him when it went down. And when like this, it looks as if whoever this person was either trying to mug him or whatever, he's jumping all on his car while he's already moving. We got the videotape. You know what I'm saying? So the reality is, listen, people are looking at Tyrone like whatever type of attorney. Understand is that most attorneys are
in the criminal case. She said that there was details in her civil suit against Diddy that she claimed Tyrone told her to put in there. Is everything in your civil case 100%?
Oh, I forgot to tell y'all this. He said this. This man, Lil Rod, said that he thinks that Bonner Mongolan, the girl that was in that said she got hung off the balcony, he says that he thinks that she told the jury that Tyrone put a lie in there because he thinks that Diddy got to her during the trial and shook her up. He says he thinks Diddy got to that girl and shook that girl up.
You, or did he influence you or tell you to spice some things up?
Everything is 100% from me.
From your experience and from your knowledge.
Listen, what I'm hearing is that it's a possibility, allegedly, that, Puff got to her. You know what I'm saying? I feel.
You think so?
Yeah, but listen, I feel with the jurors, I feel like the last day they got tampered with.
Told y'all. That's what he said. This ain't ticket. This what Lil Rod just said in this interview with DJ Akademiks. That interview DJ Ak just did, man. This man said let me repeat myself again. He said that he thinks that Diddy not only got to that girl, but he says that he thinks that he got to the jury on the last day. The day before that last day.
Yeah, listen, what I'm hearing is that it's a possibility, allegedly, that, Puff got to her. You know what I'm saying? I feel.
You think so?
Yeah, but listen, I feel with the jurors, I feel like the last day they got tampered with.
Really? Why? Why do you think that?
Bro, listen, I've been around Puff for so long, bro. I played 13 instruments. No one ever sat down and taught me anything. I know how to just watch and learn, bro. And I can play the chess game very, very well, like literally chess. You know what I'm saying? Which is about strategy. And just watching how everything moved, bro, and the things that was going on the day before, I really feel like within them 24 hours, somebody got to somebody, bro. And that's just how he moves. He moves.
Damn, bro. Man, Lil Rod out here got daggone. Man. Lil Rod out here, bro. Lil Rod said, man, I've been around this cat. I know how he do. Man. Lil Rod said, nah, Lil Rod said he said he got way too much for the trial. That's what Lil Rod said. He said he already gave it to the feds. He said the feds working on the case. He said the feds are working on more charges on Diddy. That's what Lil Rod said, not ticket. I'm just telling you what Lil Rod said in the interview with DJ Akademiks today.
Which is about strategy and just watching how everything moved, bro, and the things that was going on the day before. I really feel like within them 24 hours, somebody got to somebody, bro, and that's just how he moves. He moves like he's the Frank Lucas, or he moves like he's this mob gangster. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he patted himself after big gangsters like that, bro. He just moves a certain way, which is why you got to be careful, bro, because you never know if it's your sister that he done paid turned on you. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Hey, this is how he moves. I've seen too many things, bro, and I know how he moves.
Hey, and again, I know I know
it sounds like a reach. Everything sounds crazy, but y'all gotta understand, bro. Y'all wouldn't even know he was dealing with Jane Doe. Had not I told y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Say the name. Hold on. You the first?
I'm the first person. It came out.
Oh shit! Oh damn! You said he bragged about having several women on a monthly stipend. The women who receive these payments are Carisha.
Wait, slow down.
Yeah. Who? Carisha, Young Miami.
Right. Did she get money from him?
I mean, she got a car. She got a few items. I don't know if she was getting a monthly stipend though. But
you can Google it. Come up. She was mad about her only receiving $200,000 a month.
She was getting $200,000 a month.
Bro, Google it, bro.
I'm about to fill an application.
What's the next one?
Jade Ramey. I don't even know who that is. I'm about to Google it.
Okay, let's move forward. She didn't show up in court. So go to the next one.
Wait. Was she supposed to show up? Because there's a victim 5 that didn't show up.
Maybe I don't know. It's not like the prosecution is telling me, "Oh, we bringing her." I'm just trying to tell you.
So that's another thing I forgot to tell y'all. They had multiple victims that didn't show up. Now, here's the thing. They can go use that in a whole different case because they didn't bring it in this case. When they did this, they can't use anything in this that they did in this case. They can't use that no more. Like Cassie, Jane Doe, Mia, that. But all those other people that they didn't even have, that were supposed to come as witnesses, they can go, and other people that y'all didn't hear about, man, and they can even pull Lil Rod up. Because everybody was like, yo, why didn't you pull Lil Rod up? What's rule number 1? Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
frame me.
Yeah, that was
Diddy
one of
had
his
some bad things. Holy.
He did. Who's the next one?
Daphne Joy. Yeah, you were the first to bring her up.
So I'm not saying that that's Jane Doe. Is that Jane Doe?
It's Jane Doe. It is.
Okay. All right. So was she on the payroll?
She was. So hold on. Young Miami was getting 200,000 and she was getting 10. I see why she was wilding out.
Wait, originally didn't she say that was a lie and she was gonna sue me for defamation?
She did, but then pretty much it was proven. It was proven by her own testimony that she's damn near a sex worker. Yes.
All right, cool. So get off my name. And so when I'm
damn, Lil Rod said, man, didn't I say this at first? And then she said she was gonna sue me. She said I was a liar. But was I lying? She got on that stand and what she testified to. Everything I said. Lil Rod said he coming for Diddy and all his information is A1 correct. And he said he got receipts and he got proof. And Lil Rod said that only a portion of what the feds got was put in this case. That makes me think. That makes me think. Like, damn, what did the feds just run a play on this nigga just to get him hit with a felony? So he is a convicted felon. That way, when they double back and hit this nigga again, he won't be able to get no bail, and they're going to hang him on the next time. And it's not going to be double jeopardy because they're going to use a lot of things that they left out of the last one. Crazy. If they do that and Lil Rod is right, because Lil Rod said they come with more charges. If he's right, and remember, he's the one that gave him the case. Everybody think it was Cassie. That's why I told y'all. It wasn't Cassie. It was Lil Rod. Lil Rod is the one that gave them because they had to have the time frame to go in there. Lil Rod was the hot link because he was the one that was still around there. He was the one that gave the feds the whole case. And Lil Rod said he didn't even use, he said they didn't even use half the stuff that he gave him. He said they only used a little bit of the stuff that I gave him. Moneyball says under what charges? They can bring them in on a different RICO. It just has to be under different people. For example, they can't bring none of the same stuff that they brought up with sex trafficking in the RICO with the same people. But if they have proof that Diddy sex trafficked or RICO'd other people, and they have evidence, they can bring it back up in a whole different trial. Do a whole different trial, sequester the jury. Now they got Diddy on, is registered as a convicted felon. So now Mark Anglifo can't go in court and say, hey, he doesn't have a criminal history. Yes, he do. Now that would be reason to hold bail from him for a second time. And this time, nail him to the wall, take all his money, and take him for good and sequester a jury. Remember, and I'm going to say this again, you can say, oh, Tigger, you hate. I'm not hating. I'm just telling you what Lil Rod said. But the truth is that when the feds want you, they've always shown they won't stop till they get you. How do I know? Go back and watch John Gotti. When John Gotti beat the feds, he beat the feds 3 times. You think the feds would have quit? The feds was like, hell no, we ain't quitting. We coming again. The feds went 4 times with John Gotti until they got him for life. They got him on a life sentence. He died in prison. That's exactly what happened. You would think after the second time, they'd have said, nah, man, we ain't finna waste no resources. They went after John Gotti 4 times. The feds hated how much that the people celebrated John Gotti beating those cases. Remember that now. Because when John Gotti beat those cases, he was getting the same treatment Diddy was getting outside that courthouse. Think what I'm telling y'all now. I'm just keeping it 100 with y'all that's listening to this video. Right? So they had to read the newspapers, Teflon Don, all this other stuff, and they kept going after him until they got him. Right? To the person who says you need more than one person on the RICO, they had more than one person. They just didn't bring them forward. And now it makes me think even more. Why didn't they bring these people forward and unseal these indictments? You know why? Because they can use them in other cases. So think about this. If the feds just used this light case first, they went up light with Diddy to see what it was. We know we can get a felony conviction. because the prostitution is dead to rights. That puts a felony on his record. Now that he's got a felony on his record, once you come in on double jeopardy, you're done. If they get you on a small charge, you going for the long haul because they already got you on a felony. They already got you on a federal felony conviction. So that's why I said everybody that was celebrating, I wouldn't have said a damn word. Because you don't want to make the feds mad. Feds would keep coming after you. They don't like to be humiliated. Right? Lil Rod is on here telling y'all that apparently they talked to Lil Rod and told him what they was going to do.
Telling y'all some things that is obviously true. I need people to stop thinking that it's a far reach.
Did you ever see Gina around? Gina.
Never seen her. Wait a minute. I can't say never.
You know he like them chicks who look like they come from Asia, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say.
Them little Blasian looking chicks, you know what I mean?
Speaking of Dick Mill, he mentioned me the other day.
So I want to read again. I'm reading from your.
Speaking of Dick Mill, he mentioned me the other day or last week or the week before. I don't know why.
He says you were a liar. That's what he said.
I don't want no smoke, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no smoke, bro. I don't want no smoke.
I want to read exactly what it is. It says rapper redacted. The redacted rapper was a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. I think a smart, reasonable mind would conclude that's Meek Mill. Lil Rod, were you speaking about Meek Mill? And I'm gonna warn you, if you're scared of Diddy, you don't want the chasers chasing you down whatever block you at. Meek Mill is on some shit.
Listen.
He might bunny hop to your house and get you. Stop playing with him. Don't fuck with the chasers. Was it Meek Mill you were referring to? Let's clear his name now. Because he gonna get a white party and I don't need no type of bad vibes when he around Michael Rubin.
Now think about what I just said to y'all.
Okay? Could you clear his name?
Listen. If the shoe fit, wear it.
Damn. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear what that man just said? That man said that the shoe fit, word. If the shoe fit, word. That's what he just said. Man, that's crazy work. Crazy work, y'all. Man, oh man, oh man. Right? So hold on, y'all. Watch this.
If the shoe fit, wear it. Anybody who
you don't gotta say who it is, but let's say who it's not. Could we eliminate Meek Mill from who you were speaking about?
You a smart dude, bro.
It could be another Philly rapper. We don't know who. So we can't eliminate Meek Mill. Lil Rod. Yo, Lil Rod, man. Okay,
hey, bro,
brother. Yo, you're not gonna get a jump for this.
What is it with you and Meek Mill, bro? Just tell me the story so I can figure it out.
It should be nothing with me and him. It should be with him and you. You're the one who basically said he was.
Yeah, but I think y'all like just going back and forth, bro. What y'all got going?
No, we done kind of squashed it for the 15th time. We beef.
I ain't got no problem, bro. But
you said rapper was on Mr. Combs. Wait, hold on. Rapper 3 was on Mr. Combs' yacht, consorting with underage girls and sex workers. You also had a gay allegation there too. Where's it at? Oh, and then, so you said that rapper was, so you're accusing him of dealing with underage girls. And then you said, according to, the lawsuit says, according to you, Mr. Jones, Diddy told you that he had engaged in sexual intercourse with Rapper 11, and Rapper 11 is the same thing. Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. Did Sean P. Diddy, that's the last thing I'll ask you about, the specifics of this, and then we could talk about the birds and the bees, I don't care. Did Puff Daddy Combs tell you that he had engaged in sexual intercourse with a rapper from Philadelphia who dated Nicki Minaj? Yes or no? Yes?
Yes.
How did that come about, my brother? How? Like, it's no way you just dropped that.
That man said that Diddy told him he had sex with that rapper. Then he went on to say, right? Then he went on to say that the reason why Diddy allegedly told him this was because Diddy wanted to make sure that he knew it was important that homosexuality was prevalent to get into the industry. Listen to what he said. So he said that, you know, Diddy basically told him a lot of these rappers are homosexuals, and that's how they, you know, get into the industry. That's what Lil Rod said in the interview with Meek Mill. I mean, with Akademiks. When Akademiks was asking about this situation.
In the conversation, like, by the way,
Trial.
you're sticking to that point.
Trial.
You don't want to be like, nah, I thought I heard it. Oh, I was a little bit lit.
I said this an hour and 25 minutes ago, bro. I'm doubling down on everything that I said. Everything. I'm not sticking. Nobody knows me to say something different. You know what I'm saying? I'm doubling down on everything I said, bro. I'm not really trying to cause any smoke with nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling my story. If people got a problem with that, then maybe they need to check themselves. Period. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why it's so many. Bro, if I was bisexual, bro, I'd just be open with it. You know what I'm saying? This is 2025, bro. I don't understand it. Like, why people in the closet with it, bro? If you like niggas, you like niggas. Don't be offended because I told my truth.
Okay.
Damn. So he really is saying he's the legend that a lot of these rappers go both ways. Wow, bro. And I told y'all, he also said, he told Act, this got to be an interview of the year. He told Act, he said that Diddy told him that this was a requirement, this was necessary in the industry for artists to reach the next level is homosexuality. That's what he claims and alleges that Diddy told him.
Why people in the closet with it, bro? If you like niggas, you like niggas. Don't be offended because I told my truth.
Okay.
I ain't even finna be playing these news outlet games with people. Anybody got a problem, bro? What I said, bro? Just put it on wax, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think Meek want to put it on wax. I think he want to see you
on wax, bro. I'm a rapper too.
No, I don't think you want to rap about it. I think you want to beat you up.
I'm not speaking directly to him too. By the way, I'm just speaking in general.
Okay, what about because
I ain't got no problems with him. I ain't personally said
you could clear his name though.
Name out of my mouth,
but you could clear his name,
bro. I'm not clearing his name. Like I don't know, dude.
But you know what Diddy said, and if Diddy didn't say his name and everybody thinks it's him, you could be like, oh, no, it wasn't him.
He can't even control, or anybody, whoever it is, can't control what Diddy says out their mouth. You know what I'm saying? You keep trying to, like, direct me towards him.
It's all good because you said somebody else. You want to confirm on this one. You said, so Diddy said he had sexual relations with rapper 11, which is a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj, but also R&B singer who performed at the Super Bowl and had a successful residency and who fought over the cereal, the Frosted Flakes with him. Who's that? Who fought over the Frosted Flakes? Come on now, brother. Come on, man. What type of clues are these?
Let me ask you this. Do you think any of those two things that was said, do you think is accurate?
I think it could be. But I wouldn't know. I didn't know about Diddy's, some of his sexual preferences.
So far, the things that I've said, are they accurate?
We're seeing some things come to light, yes. But
okay, it don't take a rocket science. It's like, are you pro Diddy? Like, it's like I don't get people. Like they see.
Yo, he asked him, was he pro Diddy? Yo, he said, are you pro Diddy, man? Oh my God, bro. This had to be the interview of the year, bro. That's crazy, man. Yo, this is crazy, bro. That man said, I'm standing on it, man. He said, why don't these people just come out the closet, man? That's crazy, bro.
All the facts, and they still make excuses. Like, stop, man. What are we talking about? This dude is not no angel, bro. He's been marketing himself for years as an angel, but behind doors, this nigga is a gangster, and he's bisexual. Period. He's bisexual.
Do you have any proof that he, like, other than him supposedly saying it, you ever have allegedly either witnessed or heard him and another man maybe going in the room and you're like, yo, hold on now. That ain't music. That ain't music. What the hell is going on in there? Have you ever allegedly?
So you missed some parts inside of the complaint. You probably need to go back and read some of it. You know what I'm saying? So We ain't really talk about it now. You know what I'm saying? You probably need to do your homework. But that's a situation a couple of times. You know what I mean? A man or male, they going into his room or in the studio, being in there for a couple of days, etc.
A man?
Like yeah, men.
What do you mean men? Like multiple?
Yeah, multiple.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the amount of money that you're seeking? And I'm pretty sure you sent him a demand.
Man, he said multiple, bro. Wow.
You had said you were down to take 50,000.
Which they wanted to give me none accurate, but within 100. You know what I'm saying? No more than you want to do the business in a way that if you have to do, like he went around and paid some people to give me bad counsel in order to make me take the lesser. You know what I'm saying? Lesser money, lesser everything. So I know we all looking at the 29,000.
Hey, by the way, is it the Cuban Good and Judah shit? He trying to fuck you, right?
Listen, I'm glad that we talking now. I wouldn't have been able to laugh about this a year ago.
Bro, come on, though. A nigga putting his arm around you, rubbing your thigh? You guys get the fuck off me, nigga. Fuck is you doing? We working on music, gang? Yo, come on, Rod. Lil Rod, come on, bro. Did you feel powerless in that moment? Because, like, obviously,
very much, bro. Very much. I'm overseas. I'm on Puff Yacht. You know, all these men around me. You know what I'm saying? Drugs, alcohol, and it's so much, bro. It's like I've never really felt that type of helpless until I was in that situation. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's definitely crazy. What do you think KK's at right now? Why can't we find her?
You know, I'm hearing allegedly she's tied into the cartels or something.
What?
Man, that's crazy work, bro. That's crazy work you just said about KK, bro. Damn. Crazy work, bro. Did y'all hear what this man just said? Did y'all hear what he just said right now? Today, this interview just came out. Today. After the trial. Lil Rod ain't talking to nobody after this trial. Except for Ak. Man, that dude giving up crazy work, bro.
Yeah, allegedly. This is not all this. Now, this is all speculation. This is all what's been said to me. How credible it is, I don't know. But the fact is, I'm not really talking to too many people, and the fact that they didn't even get to my ear, you know what I'm saying? I'm just told that she works with the cartel. I was also told that allegedly that Diddy was an informant, like the feds, etc., which is why he kind of kept her close. You know what I'm saying?
Who told you that? The feds told you?
No. Feds. First of all, they wouldn't disclose information that they have. They would just receive information and then take it straight to the courts. But
Lil Rod, you good, man. You like avoid give us the total amount. How much did you ask this nigga Diddy for, man? Because I'm pretty claim like 5 niggas sexually assaulted you.
It's not really about money anymore for me, bro.
It is about money. You're filing a civil suit.
I do.
Now, see, Ak is pushing him on these issues. And he's supposed to, like, yo, you filed a civil suit. But listen to what he said.
You want to, hold on. All right, they asked every witness in Diddy trial this last question. I'll ask you this question. If it was up to you and Diddy could get life in prison and you get no money, or you could get the money and Diddy go free, what do you pick? What do you pick? You could only pick one, my brother. Remember, you ain't go to the cops. The cops came to you. So if you could pick one, Diddy never sees the outside of a jail cell again, or you get whatever bread you want. I don't know how much you won't tell me, but he gonna be back. He gonna be playing with the baby oil, okay?
No. If he's not doing what he's doing and terrorizing people the whole 9 years, I'm done, bro. You gotta understand, bro. I didn't really take this fight just for myself, too, bro. I took this fight for other people, bro. And I'm a tourist, bro.
Here's the shit you was doing this, popping Ciroc on the yachts, on the jets. Now, because it didn't work out, you basically told on the whole operation. That's like selling drugs, and as soon as you get, the connect stop fucking with you, you go to the cops.
You know why this was successful? Because nobody knows me to be that person. And that's what Puff didn't do his homework, bro. Because I was never the one that boasting, talking about what I did, who I used to work with. I'm humble, bro. He didn't do his homework. I've been active, bro. I've been active. You know what I'm saying? Since I was 13. And that ain't never been me, bro. I just realized that we're in a fight, bro. And the only way to fight this guy, you got to state all your claims at once. And we were trying to deal with this discreetly. Again, they started threatening kids and everything else. So it was like, it's time to go public now. Because for safety reasons.
How long did before you went public with this? How long did you guys go back and forth? And once you sent your demand letter, did it immediately turn to harassment and potential intimidation and violence, or did just negotiations or whatever just break down? Because your lawsuit was the most descriptive piece of litigation we saw with Cassie. She alleged a bunch of stuff, but we found out a lot more in trial.
Yeah, well, the intimidation and the bully tactics and all that stuff didn't come until after I switched attorneys into my litigating attorney.
Okay, so who was your attorney at first?
You want to know his name, huh?
No, I mean, I don't really care about it. It wasn't Blackburn, though.
No.
Okay, so
he's my third attorney.
So Blackburn's your third attorney?
Yeah.
Why did you go through two attorneys already?
Because I had to switch. My other guy, he just handles paperwork. You know what I'm saying? And so that being said, we had to get into the litigating. We was litigating now because it was pretty much a hard stop. Like, nah, we ain't doing this. So they figured that I'm just spinning back down. And so I had to put another attorney in who was a litigating. Now, you can probably Google this, so there's no reason to shield this, but the attorney who I removed from the case did an interview and told the world that he knew us both and he used to go to school with Puff, maybe like a roommate, etc. in college, the whole 9 yards, which this guy was then giving me bad counsel when it came down to how to do this. And I only knew this because he's not the first, the second, the third, the fourth, the 10th attorneys. I've been having attorneys working for me since I was 17, so I know the attorney game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with that being said, he was giving me bad counsel, and I know the music business. And so based on that, I had to remove him from my team. And you can put the rest together in your head. He went to school with Puff. Yeah.
So he basically, y'all see what he alluded to, man. Man, this interview, man, unbelievable stuff, man. Shout out to Carol and the PayPal with the donation too. Salute to you, man. I'm shout out to Mr. Elijah and Carla in the Cash App with the donation. I appreciate y'all too. I'm in total shock. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. I'm in total shock, man. Total shock. Total shock. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm sitting here looking at this thing like, wow, man. It makes me feel like where this is gonna go to, you know. That's what it makes me feel like. What is the end game on this? You know what I'm saying? Bro, this is crazy.
Sex trafficking, like you could have been a valuable witness. Why not bring you up there? Because KK's not going to be there. Why not bring you there to say, hey, I would send the Ubers, they would pay me back. I would send the Ubers to get the sex workers or the people who were quote unquote being sex trafficked.
I really don't know, and I really wouldn't count them out yet. They did say that they were going to bring some other charges, etc.
More charges?
Yeah.
Told y'all. Didn't I tell y'all that? He said, once again, because Act said, and that was a great question by Act. That's why I told y'all. Act asked some very great questions in this interview. Act was like, yo, but you were all up in this. Why didn't you get up there and testify? He was like, look, man, they got more charges. What? More charges? More charges? Hold on, bro.
I really don't know, and I really wouldn't.
Sex trafficking, like you could have been a valuable witness. Why not bring you up there? Because KK's not going to be there. Why not bring you there to say, hey, I would send the Ubers, they would pay me back. I would send the Ubers to get the sex workers or the people who were quote unquote being sex trafficked.
I really don't know, and I really wouldn't count them out yet. They did say that they were going to bring some other charges, etc.
More charges?
Yeah. So I really don't know, and for me, I would rather let them do their job. You know what I'm saying? And trust that they're gonna bring some results. Look, believe it or not, Diddy's team is over there taking a victory lap. Okay, now he still is hit with 2 felonies. They're taking a victory lap. Who takes a victory lap and you hit with 2 felonies unless you know you're getting off on more than you should have? You know what I'm saying? They're taking victory laps, bro. He's a felon. What happened to all this? The fame, my name, we're gonna sue you. Our client has done nothing, etc. But in open court, it's clear, and he's a 2-time convicted felon, bro. Nobody was able to bring that to him, bro. I'm the only person that have, bro. And we all know, you can probably name 10 situations that people feel like he had his hands in. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of speculation about Pac's death. There's a lot of speculation about Diddy's or Biggie's death. There's speculation about Kim Porter. There's speculation about Natasha Rubin.
You said that he openly bragged about getting away with crimes.
Bro.
Would he get drunk? Would he be drunk when he's saying this, or would he be sober like, yo, I'm untouchable, I'm above the law?
You never know what he's on sometimes. You know what I mean? Sometimes he's coming out, he on that doggone shroom, he's going crazy. Sometimes he's on Tuesday, sometimes he's coming out and he just coked all the way up. Or on heroin. You never know, bro.
Did he ever approach you to have sex with any of his women, whether close girlfriend or not? Did he ever say, hey?
Man, crazy work, bro. This man, Lil Rod, said today they got more charges. He literally said it. He literally said it, y'all. He literally said it. Crazy work, man. Crazy work, you guys. And I'm just sitting back here like, wow. At the whole thing. Man, dog. I'm trying to figure out what. I'm trying to figure out, you guys. I'll just be damned, man. I'm trying to figure out, you guys, what the hell is going on, bro. Something's going on behind the scenes, man. My mind is racing right now. Something's going on behind the scenes, bro. For him to come out and do this interview now and be talking about it right after the situation, and we ain't heard from him the whole time. To the person said Lil Rod might end up in jail for what? He's already cooperated, and he's been given full immunity. He ain't gonna end up in jail. He's cooperated, and he already said that he admitted his part and role in the situation. See, that's the thing. If Lil Rod goes in there and says this stuff, and he has evidence, because see, if they bring up a whole new case with Lil Rod can go in there as a star witness. He the one that gave him the whole mansion. Then this is a whole different situation you talking about here. Wow, bro. And the fact that they didn't bring, and think about this. I'm thinking, why didn't they bring Lil Rod in this first case? Maybe they didn't want to bring him in the first case. You would have thought they would have bought Lil Rod in here. He said he was violated by Diddy. You would have thought they would have bought Lil Rod in here with all the receipts that he said he gave the feds. He said he talked to the feds for 3.5 days straight. He said he gave him the whole layout of the house, told him everything about everything, and they did not use him in this case. Crazy work. crazy work. He said they did not use him in this case. Oh no, we seen they didn't use him in this case. He said they didn't use a lot of stuff. He said they only used a little piece of what he gave them in this case, in this one case. And then he said that they working on more charges on Diddy. That's exactly what he and Act said. More charges. He was like, "Yep."
Lil Rod, I want you to have sex with this woman, and maybe even insinuate. No, it's not funny. This is insinuate that you might watch.
Listen. Trial, bro.
Okay. Trial. By the way, do you feel a little bit happy though that the way the government's initial charges or final charges, the 5 counts, they matched your lawsuit pretty well? I mean, y'all accuse civil RICO, they charge him for RICO. Y'all basically say sex trafficking that showed up to 2.
To be honest, bro, I had mixed emotions. And intimidating and you know what I'm saying?
What would have been an appropriate amount of time that you think that he should have been incarcerated?
No. I think it's the people around him who has been yes man just to receive money that's been the problem. So I just felt like
but that's around everybody though. Like you accuse this guy of serious crimes. You said he sexual assaulted you and sex trafficked people. What do you think should happen to him? You're saying you don't think jail is appropriate. You say you don't want him to die in jail. What do you want to have happen to him? You want to get shot in the head?
This type of guy uses money and influence to get everything. You know what I'm saying?
So you think he should just give up all his money? That he doesn't have that power anymore.
From that, and he don't have that, and he's forced. He's already doing some time, but with this time, if he's forced to go to rehab and then do some things like parole, where they monitoring all his activity, etc., that's more helpful to him, and not necessarily him, but to the kids. You know what I'm saying?
Going to RICO carries up to life in prison to his kids, but he's no longer the
ripple effect. I understand how that hurt my auntie. It won't even be no more music industry, bro. Still just now, within the last 2 or 3 months, bro, I can open up 2 lawsuits right now. It won't even be no more.
Okay.
So I've had people,
bro, somebody kills my brother. It's like, I'm not going to be like, well, they have a mom too. Fuck them.
But that's the problem with the world, bro. We so selfish. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I've had people, bro, if I open up a can of whoop ass or civil suits on everybody who's done something to me, bro, it won't even be no more music industry, bro. Still just now, within the last 2 or 3 months, bro, I can open up 2 lawsuits right now on somebody totally different. And not to say that I won't, but the reality is, bro, the problem with the world is...
Are you going to file another lawsuit potentially on anybody else?
I'm pondering. I'm thinking about it, and right now, that's not my main focus. My main focus is this and just keep my mental health. This shit took my mental health to a whole nother state, bro. Nobody gives a fuck about that, bro.
Yeah. That man said that he basically got the whole industry. That's what he said. I'll be damn, bro. He said it's more these cats that I can go after. Wow. Wow, bro. Moneyball says Lil Rod's the Fed. He admitted it. I mean, he admitted it. He sat right there in Act's interview today and admitted that he gave the Feds everything. He admitted it. He said my court date's up next. That's exactly what he told Act. He said mine's up next. He ain't dry snitching. He outright snitching. He let you know he's snitching.
But I do. And the reality is, I understand what that is, bro. I can't help but to feel when I'm looking at the ones who are under. If he pardoned them, I don't.
Deontay Nash wrote a letter. A few other victims and witnesses wrote a letter.
This whole time, and so I had to get that to God. So unless God comes to talk to me and tell in this way, you know what I'm saying? Because that would be the only thing that would be stopping me. I mean, making me want to write a letter, or you know what I'm saying?
Through your therapy, through your healing.
I don't know. My forgiveness is contingent on if he's still the same guy. And expect to keep living life, bro. It'll be tearing me down, man. One time I looked in the mirror and saw my eyes and my face, bro. It was just bad. I'm like, bro, all this is killing me, bro. It's weighing on me. You know what I'm saying? And so I really had to get closer to my higher self. I had to get spiritual. I had to stay in therapy, bro. Like sometimes twice a week, bro. I'm in therapy, just like, you know what I mean, talking through issues, etc. So I can't sit here and hold on to everything the man has done, bro, because you and I won't be able to laugh about some of the stuff that just last year wouldn't have been funny to me. You know what I'm saying?
You know, Diddy's obviously going through it, have gone through it, but it still will go through it. Your lawsuit doesn't only name him as someone who you find has been someone who victimized you. You name his son, Justin. You also name KK. Do you look at the whole thing and say, if he's sitting in jail, they should be sitting right next to him?
Of course.
You think Justin should be in jail?
No, I'm not going to say Justin. Look.
Why not?
Again, Justin was trained by his father.
You think he was groomed?
That's his father. Okay. Wait, and I do feel like his father answering to some of these things are naturally probably changing even him. So, you know, I've never had anything ill to say about Justin. For the most part, he's just been a quiet dude, just doing what he's doing. You know, he's got to answer to some of the things that he did because of his father, but I don't think he needs to go to jail for the rest of his life, if that's what you're asking me.
Or now,
I have an answer for that. You know what I'm saying? I really don't have an answer. And the reality is no one can rush me to that answer. The reality is we're still back and forth. And just to be quite fully transparent, I have not been focused on my specific case. None this year. And even some last year, you know what I'm saying, the ending of the year, I have not been focused on it. And sometimes, damn, my name come across all the press, Lil Rod, this, and I'm like, man, why nobody tell me today this, you know what I'm saying? It's just new to me. So, and again, for therapy purposes, I had to turn this off, bro. Coachella main stage, you know what I'm saying? So I orchestrated that. You can go to my Instagram. Out of my life, bro. Just everybody that walked up on me, I just thought they, you know what I'm saying? They were with Diddy, bro. It's like, and it took a lot of therapy to just like calm me.
You know, you talked about change behavior. That's one thing you want to see more than seeing somebody get life in prison. I agree. I think that Diddy has to probably do some pain in court. I talked to Six, say he reaches out and he apologizes for his behavior. He really ever see.
I think we're well past that, bro. And I really can't say no because I do have a forgiving heart. You know what I'm saying? But I can't say that I will either. Again,
in cuffs, well, not in cuffs, but you saw him at the defendant's table, and he's now standing on federal trial for several felonies that could have, you know, resulted in life in prison. When you laid eyes, whether you were in the main courtroom or maybe an overflow, and you seen him, apparently he looked very different. Apparently he looked a lot more round. Say it.
I'm 3 or 4 worlds behind him.
You're.
That my eyes also have power too. Combs, anybody else, just out of respect, it's like we're not even trying to look. You over there, I see you over there, so I'm gonna walk this way. It's a mutual respect. But them two, Puff was just trying to like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not looking at him like, bro.
So you felt intimidation. Did you feel any anger when you saw him? Like, this is the motherfucker right here, man. I hate this guy.
For me, it was finally you're answering to some of your actions, bro. You know what I'm saying? For me, so I showed up to show strength and to remind them, like, yo, bro, remember. You know what I'm saying? Just a reminder. And they've been out in the public slandering my name all types of ways. They made it like I lost my civil case. Lil Rod lost just because the RICO was taken back. Like,
they took back the RICO, and then there's a few people you guys mentioned.
Yeah, but it can come back, bro. It can come back. The RICO was taken away because something minor that my attorney, I don't know, some technical thing. You gotta understand, Tyrone, this is his first time fighting it.
Why you thought they should have been in it?
We found out that Puff defrauded them, so we can't really put them as partners when the reality is he defrauded them. You know what I'm saying? Including
Universal, because they were very upset. You saw it.
Let me speak about this because nobody's gonna speak about this, bro.
Hey, brother.
Tenny Garagos is the daughter of Mark Garagos, who is with Harvey at TMZ. I personally
wait, what?
Yeah, Harvey is with TMZ, right?
Yeah.
Tenny Garagos is Mark Garagos' daughter, and she's working on Puff's team. So she would be telling Mark stuff, and then I seen this with my own eyes.
I get what you're saying. So Mark was doing a podcast. Mark Garagos is doing a podcast with Harvey Levin, and the daughter of Mark Garagos is Tenny Garagos. But
I'm gonna get the smoke out of here, bro. Nobody gonna stop me from saying this, bro. The reality is Diddy has been paying TMZ. And they've been shaping the public's eyes by using TMZ. And TMZ been getting ahead of everything just to soften the blow because they've been knowing it's been coming this way. You and I both know this. So we're going to keep it real funky and say what it is.
Damn. Boy, This man said TMZ bought and paid for it. The media. He said it outright. He said Diddy's lawyer. And that's why the judge got mad too at that podcast. He said Diddy's lawyers went straight. And I'm telling y'all, Mark Garagos need to stop talking. He needs to stop talking on that part. I heard him talking about what time Diddy was gonna get. Man, that judge, watch that shit. That judge messing around and give y'all the whole meal for playing with him. That judge don't like Diddy. I'm telling y'all. If I was Diddy's team, I wouldn't be saying nothing. Period.
TMZ put down that Tyrone more on the process server because of Fat Joe's case, but he had a picture of me and Tyrone. What does that have to do with me? So y'all trying to defame me and trying to take me and pay the narrative for money.
By the way, on the latest episode of Harvey Levin's podcast with Mark Garagos, it's called Two Angry Men. Mark brings on Teddy. I've never seen a picture of her, but Teddy walks onto the screen with her father, and Harvey Levin's there. So you're saying that TMZ got bought by Diddy?
I'm not saying they're bought. I'm just saying they all in the same vehicle together, and TMZ is helping shape the narrative in the public, and they've been doing it this whole process, which is why everybody's like Team Diddy. All of a sudden, they outside having a baby oil party. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the courtroom, like, let's just be real. Let's be real about this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna say this on every interview I get on because it's not cool, bro. Where's the integrity in any of this? Any people just doing anything for money, but then they looking at me like I'm up on a money grab. No, bro. Let's just be real.
They're going to say you stayed quiet for months. Why speak out now? The verdict is in. Why are you saying your side now on public interviews? And will you continue to do interviews, or will you go back into hiding or wherever and wait for the trial? What are your plans?
Outside.
Outside with it.
The fact is, timing is everything. It wasn't time. You know what I'm saying? Nobody.
Oh, he said he doing interviews now. Man, this thing about to get crazy, y'all. Man, unbelievable stuff, man. So he don't went off on TMZ. He don't say that, man, they all in the same room together, Diddy with TMZ, and they pushing lines and pushing stories to soften the blow for Diddy and all this other stuff, bro. This is crazy. He's trying to say this man got the whole media on lock. You know what I mean? Crazy work, man. This is what Lil Rod is saying. Do everybody in this comment section think that the media has been paid off for? Or that the media is in Diddy's pocket? How many of y'all feel that way? What Lil Rod said about TMZ? I want to know how y'all feel about that. I thought this was a great interview. Now, Act really pushed him at the end, man. Act got on him. Act basically, went in and said, yo, you lied about the underage chicks and said in the third. Lil Rod was like, yo, I ain't lie. I stand on what I said, dog. He said everything I said in that lawsuit is the truth. And I stand on it. I ain't lie. Act was like, nah, you did lie. Because this girl that was X'd out said it was them and that they wasn't underage. He was like, look, I told you, everything I said in that lawsuit is true. I doubled down on that. He said, wait till we get to court. He said, then after I go to court, he said, I come back on here and do another interview with you and see if you call me a liar then. That's what he said. Lil Rob was like, yo, did I lie about anything I said now? He said, when I came out and said what I said, Jane Doe called me a liar. I said that she was going to sue me. I was capping. He says, was I lying when I said what I said? Okay, then. Right? Oh, no, Lil Rod got to go to court on his civil trial. But he's saying that the feds, tonight, in the interview he did with DJ Akademiks on Act's channel, his channel, The Academy, he said, Lil Rod said straight up that the feds are working on more charges on Diddy. Act said, more charges? He was like, yep. Exactly what he said. So it seems like if that's true, if what Lil Rod is saying is true, then it seems like the feds lined Diddy up to make sure they had him as far as the prostitution, transportation felony. That way they can't use that he's not a felon in court no more. They've already got his lawyer to admit that he's a violent person in court. So if they come back with any violent type of charges against Diddy, he's screwed because his own lawyer said he was violent. Makes no sense whatsoever, man. Absolutely insane. You understand what I'm saying? Once again. And that means his lawyers would have did it to themselves because they would have used that in court to fight the sex trafficking. Oh, well, Diddy's just violent. He's just a violent guy. Well, if you say that, the judge has held Diddy because you said that in open court, that he's violent. So you confirmed that he's violent. You use that to get off the sex trafficking and the RICO. Now they finna use that to come back and get you on other charges. That's what it seemed like. Right? Right? Man, if Lil Rod is right about this and they coming with more charges, bro, everybody it's gonna be like mayhem out here on these YouTube streets. And depending on, they got a hearing on the 8th, y'all. So on the 8th, we got to find out when Diddy is gonna get the new sentencing hearing. All this is important because it's gonna let us know how much time he gets. I believe after we find out how much time Diddy gets, or when we find out, we're gonna know right then if he's gonna get another indictment or what's going on. The interview is on the Akademiks YouTube channel. That's DJ Akademiks YouTube channel. That man did a 3-hour interview with Ak. That was a crazy interview Lil Rod just did with Ak. He did a 3-hour interview with him. Right? Now, Ak tried to go at him hard body at the end. Ak tried to call him out, call him a liar, said he was lying on Diddy about the young girls, and say, yo, if Diddy was with them young girls, he should be in prison to 2,333. I said, dog, man. And I understood what Ak was coming from on that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, bro, if they come with a different RICO on this dude, bro, in Florida, in Miami or whatever, or Florida, in Florida or something like that, or they come with another RICO with him in New York or wherever, man, I'm gonna just fall out, bro. Because that means they would have set this whole thing up. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me, Clubtown. You said I'm still on Diddy, he beat the case. I'm not still on Diddy, I'm just talking about what Lil Rod said. But what you need to be worried about is that the feds don't like to take no losses. So because you think he beat the case, John Gotti beat the case 3 times. What happened on the 4th one? They gave him life, and he died in prison. Remember that before you talk, sir. The feds don't like to lose. So if I was y'all, I'd sit back and just be quiet and just wait. I wouldn't try to keep, because the more y'all doing this stuff, y'all know the judge watch social media too. So the more he see these people trying to have victory laps in the victory part, it's going, he's going to sit up there and think about all these different things when he comes to his sentencing. Right? Me personally, like I said before, I'm just delivering y'all what Lil Rod said today because that interview went stupid viral. And y'all make sure that y'all subscribe to the podcast show and make sure that you guys click the link. I'm going to put it in the comment section so that y'all can watch our next video that we got coming up. So make sure y'all click the link pinned in the comment section. Our next video is coming up, right? Salute to everybody that's in here. And make sure y'all watch our next video. I'm going to put the link at the top of the comment section. Peace. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Do y'all believe Lil Rod or do y'all think he lying? Let me know in the comment section.
All right, you guys. So we appreciate everybody that popped in, supported this video. Make sure that you guys shop our merch. We got that new A-Weapons merchandise right there below this video. All you got to do is look below. The links will be pinned at the top of the comment section as well to get the merch, to donate, support the channel. and subscribe to our podcast show. You'll see all those links pinned at the top of the comment section of this video. And we appreciate everybody that supports this channel and our networks. Also, that straight drop weight loss formula. Go to the website. You guys will see that. A link for that will be pinned at the top of the comment section as well. Go right there for all of your weight loss needs. Straight drop weight loss formula. We have a lot of testimonials on the website. You can go to www.str-8-drop.com and get you some of the weight loss formula today. Take your weight loss serious. Get in the gym, work out, exercise, and do what you got to do. Stay on point. We appreciate everybody that's been locked into this video. Again, all the links are pinned at the top of the comment section below. Salute to all of y'all. And again, we appreciate everybody who support what we doing over here.